life. You're always thinking big picture.
Your message to America?
Get a good night's sleep.
Good idea.
Jay Wright will sign any permission slips that you truly get sick. I've heard a horrible virus is just sweeping the country. People call sick. I kid you all.
Archmanicidus.
Absolutely. This is the best. 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 It's going to be unpredictable. It's going to be chaotic. We don't know where the surprises are coming from. We don't know when the surprises are coming. We just know they're coming.
I've heard a horrible virus is just sweeping the country. Horrible virus is just sweeping the country.
New at 9 tonight, cases of the deadly coronavirus are popping up
All over the world.
Here in the United States, we've seen 5 confirmed cases. Today, I talked with a local health expert to find out what our risk is here in Kansas and what you should know about the disease. A disease called the coronavirus has killed more than 80 people in China and infected thousands more. Now it's spread to countries across the globe. But that doesn't mean you should be concerned.
The CDC has stated that the American public as a whole
Is really at a low risk.
Ready, Dave?
Virus is just sweeping the country.
Don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me? Don't you wish your girlfriend was a freak like me? Is that?
Yeah.
And then
Let's see.
you don't know that song, Sheryl Crow song?
What else? What was on? What was happening during?
Are you strong enough to be my man?
What? Oh my God. Man, that. Well, I guess it's good we're watching more David or talking about David Lynch tonight because I think it might be rubbing off.
I think it might be, yeah.
And I mean, that was pretty apropos for tonight, I think, because that was very dark. And I think that
It did.
the movie we're reviewing is dark, but
Yes.
I have to say there was some giggles in there for me.
Yeah. So, first of all, welcome to the
Yeah.
show. Becoming
Hello,
friends
everybody.
with. My name's Byron. This is Renee. Joining us again is Chris. Fantastic.
We love
And
it
yeah.
when Chris is here.
And so
That means Lynch and movies and cool talk.
dirty limericks. We have our dirty limerick of the night. Just kidding. That's not a thing. So
we might have a
that's-
new segment tonight.
Maybe. You never
Maybe.
know.
Yeah.
It could be queued up. Who knows? So yeah, it started off as just like a funny little, like, come on, you don't need to. We got to get rid of March, the madnessitis, right? Whatever the
Man.
the sick. We got to get rid of that. And so that stuffed suit. I don't even know what his name is. He said
I don't know any of those people. So
No, I didn't recognize any of them.
and I don't watch college basketball, so that's
So
not
he
my
said the thing, yeah, and well, my wife does, and so
Oh, okay.
this is like her. It's like Olympics, it's like on that scale.
I didn't know she was that into that. I'm more into
Yeah.
NBA.
So that was on in the background, and like I said, I heard that guy say the thing, and I was just like, no, that's not right. And so I grabbed the clip and I just started messing around with it, and then it just got really, really, really sad.
You should have put some sad piano in there, man.
I just decided to do.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Chaos. Do you know what that noise, music bed, whatever you want to call it, is from? I'll give you a million guesses. And
do you have a guess, Chris?
I don't even remember it.
One of my favorite artists of all time.
Is it a They Might Be Giants?
Mm-mm.
No. Vince Guaraldi?
Nope. I am wearing a Vince
I just
Guaraldi
said that because
shirt.
you were wearing the shirt. Oh, shit. Soul Coughing?
Mm-mm.
Just say it then. Or give me a hint.
So it's like I said, I'd give you a million guesses, you wouldn't be able to get it. It's the country guy that I really like, Robbie Fulks.
Oh, is it that one Serious album he did?
Yeah.
That's the album. Yeah, I really like that
Trouble.
album.
Yeah, so there's like that whole like creepy ass soundscape before this really devastating song called "The Grip of Our Love," and so as I was starting to put that together, I was like, oh, what about that weird soundscape that's from the, and I just put it in there, and the timing, I didn't edit it at all. It's that long. It's exactly the length of the video that I made. And I'm like, that probably means it was meant to be.
Yeah, I don't. Chris, you're not a sports guy, right?
Anyway. Yeah. So what's your sports situation?
I mean, I grew up playing soccer, so soccer was just kind of the thing. Every 4 years, I guess, I watched the World Cup, and that's about it.
I was kind of out of like, I was never really into soccer, and then my wife is really into it because she played, right? And then I started watching it, and then this is gonna be so corny. I watched Ted Lasso. And I kind of got into it, man.
There's nothing, dude. That's such a great show. What do you mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of corny, but dude, I love that show, man. It
has some spectacular episodes,
and it's got great acting.
Yeah, the one where what Coach goes through, walking through the town and goes through all those crazy adventures.
Oh God,
yes.
And then he comes back at the end.
And he's at the club, he does the
Didn't
hula.
he take a drug or something like that?
Or I don't know. I don't think so. I think
that was just his nature, right?
Yeah, man.
He's a weird dude.
Exactly.
He's just weird dude into weird things, and that I love the concept of those episodes, right? The ones that are like
one-offs.
Yes,
like the Christmas one, right? Wasn't the Christmas one like that too?
I'm sure there were a lot of them. It was just a really clever show disguised as like cheese. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
It all
I didn't even think about
his,
it like that.
Like,
dude, he's great.
SNL character, right? It was an SNL character, and then they carried it over. And
I like him.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I remember when it launched, and I was like, "Oh, that's gonna be terrible." And then I don't know, years later, I watched
That's what I thought too.
And I was like, this is such a smart show.
I don't think it was pitched well, right? I mean, at least at first. Now it's a phenomenon, and everyone knows what it is. Everyone loves it.
That and Severance, right, is the new one. So.
Yeah.
And I haven't watched the last episode, so don't
I haven't watched the first episode. So
yeah.
I did.
Chris, do you watch that one?
Oh yeah, but I haven't watched well, I guess I started season 2.
Oh man.
But from what I hear, it takes a while to get into.
I
just stopped it.
Boom.
Felt like it was like a reiteration, and it didn't make sense, right? So
yeah, but just if you, I mean, it goes kind of hand in hand with tonight's review. I think.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of David Lynch within Ben Stiller that a lot of people don't really know.
Sure.
So But and you've always loved Ben Stiller because you watched the Ben Stiller show with us.
I
didn't
remember
you, Chris?
yeah, man. I'll never forget the Tom Cruise stuntman skit where they start
I love
laughing at
his
each
Tom
other.
Cruise.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen? Did you ever watch that, Byron? Did you watch the Ben Stiller show?
No, and I don't know why.
The Grungies.
That was.
Do you remember
like,
the Grungies?
Was that one season or 2 seasons?
I think it was like maybe 1.5 or something like that.
Yeah.
They did it. They did one. They did another skit on there called the Grungies, which was like the Monkees, but it was just grunge rock guys. and Ben Stiller looked like fucking Chris Cornell. It was hilarious. I wonder if we could find like. Let me look.
Oh,
and I'll see if I can find something
of that is out there, right?
Yeah, and that's got what's his name on it? Bob Odenkirk.
Of course, yeah.
Janine Garofalo was in a lot of those episodes too.
And unfortunately Andy Dick, but
yeah.
But
that's how he's billed on most things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just has the list of everyone else, and then it says, and unfortunately, Andy Dick.
Was in talk, not talk radio. What was that radio show?
Yeah, news radio.
News radio. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who was also on that, unfortunately?
Joe Rogan, right?
Was Joe Rogan.
Oh yeah. That's where he made his money.
Oh man, that's a
Joe,
bummer.
Joe Rogan.
Because I really enjoyed that show because of Dave Foley.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I mean,
the boss was the best, I think. I mean,
Stephen Root.
Oh yeah.
And, yeah.
Yes.
Oh man, Stephen Root was so hilarious. I always remember one bit he was doing. It was the one where it was a Halloween episode, and Dave was not telling anybody what he was dressing up as. And then he was like, the boss was getting all excited about it. He goes, "It's a secret, isn't it?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Tell me what it is." The way he says it, in that Stephen Root way.
That's a pretty good Stephen Root.
Yeah, I got to kind of work with it, but
the main thing I remember him from is "Oh Brother, We're Out Now." The guy that makes the record,
the radio station. God, you're a Coen Brothers fan. We're all Coen Brothers fans, so
yep.
We don't have to tell Byron about them and make him like them like he's liking David Lynch. So, I mean, that's they're kind of connected to me because it's kind of all within that same time of. Do you need to cue it up? Can you play it? The new intro.
For which one?
Library. Tales of Video Library.
We did it. We did
it. Back on the map, baby. We're gonna open a new video library.
Oh God! So you have a story then, huh?
Well, it involves somebody we worked with there, but I mean, because that's where a lot of this comes from for the film stuff. Because I worked with Chris here at Video Library with this other guy named Jeff, who I was in a band with. So these are connections, right? And then. I don't know if you know this, Chris, but I worked at Suncoast Motion Picture Company with Byron. So, yeah. So, and then we became friends through that. And then Byron would end up eventually moving in, and he would watch me and Jeff practice all the fucking time. So, that's all connections throughout. So. One of these days, I'm going to talk Jeff into it to come on, and you need to help us with it, Chris. So,
he's shy.
He's reluctant, but I think we're going to all start hanging out with him again after this weekend, man. It was cool. Well, I got to see him and Byron this weekend. But I wanted to see you, but we'll do it again.
Yeah.
I think I'm thinking on going to a concert there. And I think we should all go and bring Jeff. And I think it would be awesome. Have you ever heard Mogwai, Chris?
Of course.
Yeah, they're playing and
where
Papa
they
M.
playing?
They're playing it where we saw Glass Beams.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Echo Lounge, right? So, but they're playing with this band called Papa M that's opening, which is a guy from Slint, which is a band that me and Jeff grew up with and were influenced by. But anyways, this also goes into the AI thing too. So this is a one big thing. And we kind of came up with this because Byron was with us at dinner and met with Jeff. And did you know, I don't know if he shared these with you, Chris. He is working like he doesn't have, he's kind of just working on his own, like living off his investments right now. But he has he said he has a real awesome computer. And he said he's been messing with AI and training an AI. And he took a picture, like a 360 picture of himself, of his head. And he did a bunch of AI pictures. And I said, hey, Jeff, is it okay if I share it with you on air and everything? And he was like, yeah, man, go ahead. So, but this is a guy that we used to work with at the video store. And like I said, all those connections. But let me show you his work, Chris, man. You're gonna not believe this. It's really good, but it's also really funny. He was cracking up the whole time. So there's do you see it? Can you see it?
I can see it. Oh,
so there's one, right? He said this was the first one that he started with. And he said, I just want to be like the head of the board meeting, or like he typed in like he was at the end of the big the boardroom table, but he wanted it like him at the like a serious like him like going like this, or something like that. But it turned out to be that, and he said it was real generic. And then he just started
like there could potentially be an underbelly to this business, right?
I don't know,
it's a front maybe.
Yeah,
no, I mean that is one of the things, though, that I mean, not specifically that, but that is
Fire Island. Jeff is going to do his own Fire Island. What if he did that?
I mean, we don't know that he's not.
I don't know what he's been doing this whole time.
But no, we were just talking about how you would just kind of play. You just kind of like play off of the AI and just start like having like a bizarre back and forth with them. And he's like, man, that was fun. I'm like, yeah, that's what I really enjoyed about the Winnie the Pooh thing.
Yeah,
just, like kind of bullying a computer, and he's like, yeah, it's kind of fun.
And so I started talking to Jeff about that, and then he wants to help on the show because he's really not doing a lot at home. And he said, just tell me what you want. And he goes, it might take a week. And I was like, you could take 2 weeks, right? We don't care.
But no more than that.
Yeah.
Nothing seriously. Okay.
But I might want to work in my son's Winnie the Pooh concept that he came up with. This was the next one he did. He said like a pilot in outer space or something like that. But look at that grin, man. That's such a funny picture.
Was he smiling in the original?
Oh yeah, go back to the last one. Was he?
Oh, go back to the last one.
He's smiling the same way, but when he took his,
dude, his smile is one of a kind to me. Like that's Jeff. Like that's how I know Jeff is that smile.
Patrick Bateman smile.
Show me, Paul.
Oh my god, the TikTok
JD
that you
Vance,
sent me, where it was the the business card scene, but they
Yeah.
were all comparing JD Vance memes.
But so he kind of went further with it, and then look at it. There's him as a samurai.
He finally
As-
got the
as-
serious face, you know,
Yeah,
which is good.
we got a serious. There's a couple of serious faces here, man. Like I could see that looks like a. I mean, I could see that as like a character. You know?
Well, that I'm playing. So I'm playing the Kingdom Come 2. Have you heard of that game? It's
yeah.
like a medieval simulator almost, like questing. And
Is that what it?
he looks like I would walk up to him and like try to get a quest from him.
Yes,
Man,
you know, that's that's
a compliment, dude, to me.
an NPC, you know.
Yeah, man. But he's doing some cool work. There's a lot here, Chris. But it gets really funny. Okay, I thought he was kind of being serious at first, but then I was like, oh, here comes the Jeff. But he was laughing so much when I looked at this one, man. He couldn't stop laughing. He goes, "Look at that!"
What did he do to generate that, though?
I don't know. That's
Did he
what I need
ask
to
for
ask
like a post-apocalyptic Jeff?
I guess. I'm guessing because
Why
there's
does he
also
have?
some.
Dude, look at that fiery nipple circle.
I think.
Like, is it?
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
it's like a badge or something like that, or it's
Okay,
like
see,
his rank
what-
or something
was
like that.
like
I
a
guess in
Iron
the
Man
apocalyptic
nipple.
war.
See, I read it as a
Iron
badge as
nip.
well, but I like your read more. Yeah, that it's a fiery nipple, and maybe it like shoots, you know, like just wherever he is looking or
It's like
wherever
a
he's
Cyclops
pointing.
nipple.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah,
That's it. Yeah, I was almost like that because I remembered one where something happened to his eye in a picture, and it might. It generated that gun weird, man. Why is like the clip behind the arm, you know? But he was
Look at
dying
this.
laughing at this one too.
look at those. Look at the. I'm assuming the villains, right? Because they have red eyes. Look at those guys.
The clone or the drones, that's what he said. He said those were drones.
Okay, those are those
So
are
are-
those are.
Are they on
dope.
his side or are they coming to get him? Because they sure aren't walking in a line towards him.
No.
They're his
This
army.
is AI, man.
So Jeff
They
has
might be
an
his-
army of robots.
Of AI robots.
And does this? I think this is a futuristic jail.
Yeah,
Is
it looks
that-
like
is
well
that
maybe
kinda
he's
what
it's a breakout, maybe.
Oh yeah.
What
I
was
think
that?
this next one is my favorite, but we'll get to it here. But what were you saying, Chris?
What was that jail movie with Highlander was in it? Fortress,
Lambert-
right? It was
Fortress. Oh man, I remember going to the theater to go see that. I think it was like a dollar theater or something like that.
Mm.
And it was horrible. But maybe like that might be something that could be something where we could do a live watch, Byron. Probably
Oh
we
yeah.
could watch
I'd be-
something like that. That
I'd be
you know,
down for
Chris,
that.
that might be another good. If you want to watch a movie with us and do like a commentary while we watch it, let's plan it.
I'm always down. Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, this is my favorite. Because he's smiling. That's why I think it's so funny. I don't
There's
know why
another
he's-
fiery ring.
That's
What did
I
he
was-
do?
Yeah, I just
I don't
noticed
know. And then it looks like he's holding the lightsaber,
Yeah.
right? But why is he
assume-
jump? Like I'm wondering what he typed to get that, right?
that. See, I'm assuming that thing is helping him fly, not the nipple down at the bottom, but the thing that he's holding.
It's a rocket, but he would be spinning like wildly. He's just
Yeah.
holding it away like a top.
Well, maybe it's using movie logic though, Chris.
Sure. Why is he looking directly at the camera?
I know. That's why I love it because this is the kind of shit that I love in like an 80s, those 80s fucking Oh, me and my brother always make fun of it's a Chuck Norris and Lee Marvin movie.
What the Octagon is it?
A Delta Force.
Delta Force.
It's Delta Force. He's like holding the gun like this, and he's looking directly at the camera, but the gun is shooting. And I'm like, why is the gun shooting if he's looking at the camera, right? So it's just, that's what I picture when I see that right there. Just Jeff looking directly at you while
That's an
doing
80s
some kind
movie VHS cover.
Oh, and there's his Indiana Jones guy.
That's the tiniest dagger.
No,
I know, right?
I think it's like the tooth.
That's
from
the
something
treasure.
That he just
that's
killed,
the treasure,
right? And he
Or
fashioned
or something he took
Or a
from
key.
that tomb, and that tomb is gonna start waking up, and he's running away.
like
I think
blue
that's
key.
what's happening.
He's
Maybe
in the
we should-
fiery nipple.
Maybe we
circle
should
now.
have Jeff do a weekly AI generation of him like doing something like this, and
Get
we
the
guess
shirts
what
out
it
of 'em.
is. We guess what it is.
There you go.
Oh, well, how are we
Merch
gonna know?
time.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Merch.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff, you want to make
shirts.
some more money? We can start a Patreon and get you
Jeff
and then
merch.
hey, and then we can use that money to make a Win Tomorrow record.
There you go.
I love it though, man.
Well,
I love it that he's
oh,
doing this stuff.
So we would need to figure out how we would know we're right. You know.
Yeah, well, we can talk to him about it and see if
Yeah.
he wants to do it.
But
And
I
I'll
love
start a
that
chat
idea.
with you and Chris and Jeff, and then we'll start there. The idea has been birthed tonight of becoming friends, and that's 4 friends reconnecting. So on with the show.
You've got your album covers right here.
Oh shit!
Yeah, doesn't that look like an album cover?
Yeah, and then putting me in there too, right?
Yes.
Dang. Man, the Apple AI is so lame, Chris. It is so
Nuh-uh.
lame. It won't generate like bad stuff.
Oh, really? It's that?
Yeah,
it's that
I
filter?
typed in with long hair and make my beard longer, and I'm stoned. And then it said, we can't do that.
Oh,
And then there's Jeff as I told him this is his Bruce Wayne.
Oh my God, yeah.
Right?
You know what? The only thing I could think of when I saw that photo. Y'all need
What?
a pilot?
Y'all need a pilot. We might need to show that to Chris.
I can't stop. I can't stop. I think about
There's war torn Jeff.
bald Mark Wahlberg all the time. Look at, oh yeah, that one was a good one.
looks like John Connor. Wait,
Or is
With-
he Splinter Cell?
and
This
it's
month-
got like
This motherfucker's seen some shit.
been through it. He's
Mhm.
it's got like Empire lights though, like from Star Wars. Looks
I don't
like
know, man. We'll have to ask him. Like on our weekly, what is Jeff doing? What in this AI picture?
Yeah.
And then I think it's just like him, like probably somewhere where he's never been.
Oh, I assumed that those were, and I don't know why now, but I assumed those were zombies behind him.
Oh, it could be.
But I don't
and
know
he's just
why
taking
now.
a selfie. with-
Yeah.
Yeah, he's taking a
it's just-
selfie while the zombies are coming after him.
It's just so
Hey.
casual.
He's kind of serious though for some reason here, right?
Yeah. It's a little somber,
Yeah.
you know?
Is this Jeff like listening to some Leonard Cohen and then just kind of walking the streets of New York?
Oh, I like that. You know? It's not, yeah.
Oh man, it's so awesome.
so good. I like.
What is he? Is he cyborg? Like, is he supposed to be like a Terminator?
That's what I think. Because the veins on the forehead seem to be going in, and then the rest of them like are coming out. So
I do
Yeah,
not
it looks-
like
it
that
looks-
robot eye though. The robot
Yeah.
eye is
Can you
staring.
zoom in on that? It is.
Let me see.
Man, it is. Oh yeah. Yes.
That's as far as I can go.
Oof.
Look at that. Staring at you.
Into your soul.
Yeah, I think we could start a new
It's fantastic.
thing with Jeff, and I bet he would be into that.
Look at us.
Figuring-
Figuring out technology, taking advantage of it.
And then we can I don't remember.
What?
And then we can all kiss, I guess. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Sorry, it sounded like you were underwater.
No, I don't know. Am I having a bad connection?
Nope, you're good now. You must have just been my something.
Ooh.
Who fucking knows?
We could. What if we just all were like that? Have you ever seen The Dark Crystal, Byron?
I don't think so.
Man,
Chris is laughing.
it's such a good movie.
know
I watched
exactly
that
what
with
you're
my
talking about.
Yeah, I watched it with my kids not too long ago, and they fucking loved it. They were like,
trying
"Man,
to
this is
remember.
cool." It's all puppets. It's Jim Henson, and it's a fairly dark movie. I think, like watching it now too, it's pretty dark for a kids movie.
Oh yeah, you know what? I bet I probably watched or started watching that at some point and couldn't do it.
Yeah, don't watch it with your son right now.
I used to run out of the room when reruns of the Munsters would come on because I thought that was too frightening. I would like run out of the house. Why is that a memory? Like, why do I remember that?
I don't know. My brother used to scare me all the time with Close Encounters. You know, at the end, that used to scare the shit out of me. Like, I don't know why. And it scares him still, I think. Abduction, like alien abduction, it scares the shit out of me. Like,
Yeah.
that movie Communion, as corny as it is, and as bad as it is, that face will forever fucking haunt me.
But
the cover
Fire
of
in the
that-
Sky.
Oh yeah, that's another one. But that alien face on the cover of the book Communion will haunt me forever.
Christopher Walken, right?
Yeah, you should watch that again, man. There's some funny stuff in it. There's one part where he's doing a little song and dance number, and then the aliens are dancing too. It's really funny. He like befriends them. I don't know. Like, it's just weird. It's a weird movie. Have you ever seen it, Byron? You know what we're talking about?
No.
It's an alien abduction movie.
Yeah.
Does that stuff mess with you?
There are times when I'm like, oh, that's intriguing, but I've never, I'm a skeptic, like I need a little bit of proof, and I've never seen it, but I've heard really interesting encounters of like friends that have had like weird things happen to them that they can't explain.
Have you ever had anything like that happen to you, Chris? I know I've never, like, paranormal wise, I've never had anything like that.
Yeah.
Have you, like, personally, Byron, or no?
No. And that's why I'm like, I don't know if I believe, aliens, paranormal, things like that. I mean, weird shit.
I think it's fun.
weird. Yeah, I think it's fun. Yeah, I think it's fun to believe in that stuff. But
I wish that would like that. It's fun. I always say this to actually I say this to Nolan Lever all the time. I wish that movie by Denis Villeneuve called Arrival. I said I wish that would happen in real life. I wish that movie would happen in real life. Because have you ever seen it? No? Oh, we should watch it then. And Byron,
Is
you
that-
being a new father, that movie's gonna hit you, and it'll
Is
hit
that-
Kelly too.
Is that
It's
Amy
Amy
Adams?
Adams,
Yeah. That
Jeremy
looked
Renner
really- it looked
is in
really
it.
Good.
Forrest Whitaker is in it. Do you like Denis Villeneuve, Chris? Do you like his movies at all?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you like Dune? Did you like the Dunes?
I liked aspects of them. Yeah, but we're raised on the David Lynch version. It's really, I think that was just way more accurate than what they're trying to. It's just too clean. I think the new movies.
That's the thing is like I it's weird because I can separate the two, right? Because I really love Lynch, right? And I still like while there are aspects where they're mushy, and I wish that it wouldn't have gotten taken away from him because I think he could have really done something with it. I think Denis is kind of like taking it in a different direction. I don't know, like he's kind of modernizing like the Chani thing. I think he's kind of modernizing that, and I think that's good. But I like the way he shoots movies, and like because I really like Blade Runner 2049. I love that movie. But I don't know what were we talking about. I'm going off on a rant here.
I don't want to go off on a rant.
I don't mean to go off on a rant here. Chow. This is
Paranormal?
Dennis Miller.
Aliens.
What? Yeah, Paranormal Aliens. Arrival. Why don't we do a review of that sometime? After all this Lynch stuff.
Why don't we?
It'll be good. I think y'all
Why
will
don't
enjoy
we?
that movie. It's a really good movie. It's
How long is it?
like 2 hours, maybe. A
Is
little
it
over, maybe 2
too
hours and
long
10.
these days?
Nah, it's dude. It. If you have kids, I think you should really watch it, especially. But I also think Chris, as like filmmaking wise, I think you'll really enjoy it because I don't know. I just love the way he shoots stuff. So, and I love his storytelling technique in that one. So, but why don't we do? So, Chris, do you know anything about the Costco guys? Like the are they like a TikTok thing? What are they?
Oh,
Byron.
So
They've become a meme, basically, right? But Byron told me there's like some real interesting stuff behind them or something like that.
all right.
Well,
all years.
well, not really. So I maybe it's best to give you a taste, right?
Yeah. Let's do that.
Before we jump, because I didn't know that you weren't aware of. So you've
Well,
never
I'm
seen
not. The only thing I'm aware of is like the AI things that have been done to them. That's the only thing I know of them.
Oh, okay.
And that one I sent you, that meme I sent you. I've seen that meme a lot.
Okay.
So
they are here. Well, let's do this, and then these are the two main Costco guys, and I don't know their names. It's the dad and the son. AJ is one of them. I don't know which one the other one. Yeah, and I don't know which one is which. So they are these like TikTok, YouTube celebrities, right? That just have.
Sorry, that picture.
I don't know the content. I'm gonna bring it back up because it makes me laugh. The content
It's
is
just
like,
so kind of shocking. I don't know why.
so they became famous because they would go into Costco and
So
then
father
like,
and son, correct?
yeah, it's father
But
and son.
why is his son like creepily like, I'm gonna take a bite out of daddy's neck right now? Look at his neck. It looks so
Because
good.
yeah. They got famous by going into Costco and like rating things. You know, like this is whatever on the
Hi,
boom.
we're Costco guys.
Yeah. It's like
That's
this
what they
is
do.
Oh, here we go.
And okay,
Maybe
wait.
maybe this is a better thing. I just found a background video on them. Little known fact, right? Okay, so but what's the question? And then
Do you mean rating the things or
Rating.
raiding them? Okay, because
Rating.
I pictured
Yeah,
them
yeah.
like running through the aisles.
Man, that would be awesome. Then I would fucking love them. I would be
That
like,
would be
oh yeah, fuck yeah.
that would be much better content, right? No, they go through and they rate the different items in Costco. Like they're obsessed with one of the cookies.
Yeah, that new cookie that they have or whatever.
Yeah, so
Man, that thing is fucking massive. I have not bought one.
Let's see what this thing's at. That? Nope. Hang on.
And then that guy is like not even like it, just like a friend or something like that, right? I think I saw a little bit about this guy.
I want to go back to how quickly you needed to tell us that you have not bought one of those. It's like immediately.
I've never bought
Have you
one.
seen those things? They're
Fuck,
huge. I
man.
never bought one. I never bought one. And
Hey, I never bought
scarfed
one.
Scarfed it down in the parking lot.
They can
Okay.
offer culinary social media, but did you know that they might also be able to help you finance your house? There are tons
Oh
of
no.
families that'll make you go boom.
Okay, we don't have to listen to what they're saying.
The Sun Big
Yeah.
I think we
Justice. They
can.
will.
I'm going to mute it, but you're going to get an idea of like what the content is, right?
It's
And
just
so yeah, so here they are. They're
it's a
rating
meathead.
tires, they're
It's a
rating
meathead and
cookies,
his son.
right? Yes,
That's what it is, right?
And the rest of the family has gotten involved, so that's big justice. That's another kid. Anyway, there's like 3 or 4, 5 kids. There's a husband and wife. That dude is a former and now current wrestler. They were on Jimmy Fallon, which was super awkward. And they were on with this other guy. Let's do that. Costco guys on Jimmy Fallon. So here's the other guy that is associated with them. The Rizzler.
Simpsons crowd,
So
man.
basically, one day I came home from school and I was like, Dad, I want to make a video. And I was like, this is how to do the Riz face. And then I just did it. And then he just did it.
Wait, so when you said, Dad, I want to make a video, and then you
Cool.
said, and this is how you do the Riz
Right?
face? But what does it mean? This is how you do-
That's enough there. So now you get an idea of like, you know, what they. This is like a phenomenon, right? And it both infuriates me and intrigues me at the same time, right? And so a couple weeks ago, I was scrolling through Twitter, and so this is going to be this week's why I didn't quit Twitter, because you know. So, and I saw this screenshot, or I saw this tweet, and it just immediately put a lot of things into perspective. And it just said, let's see, if we are in fact an idiocracy, the Costco guys are definitely the ow my balls of our timeline. And that, like, we're there, right? We're there. Fully. We have President Camacho in for his second term. And we've got the Costco guys. They're ow my balls. Ow my balls.
Have you ever seen Idiocracy, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, I was about to say, and the court scenes are currently very accurate right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Soon the heads of everything are just going to be morons, and I mean they already kind of are. But,
I mean, fucking what's Leon? I'll call him that. That had a fucking chainsaw. I mean, what the fuck?
during like a
When are we gonna start fucking putting Brondo in our plants and killing everything?
no, before yeah. Well, it's got electrolytes. It's what plants crave, guys.
And when you go into Costco, they just go Costco. I love you.
that brings it. Oh wow, that does actually tie it back to Costco.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
I think that might have been the loudest I laughed at that entire. I mean, don't get me wrong. I loved that movie. I laughed throughout.
I love
but
that
I
movie
think I
so
laughed
much.
the most when they were like when that line.
Yeah.
That was Horatio Sands, right? If I remember
I can't
correctly.
remember who it was, but it's just I just remember it, and I was just like, oh my god! And that's all I think of anytime I go into a Costco.
Yeah.
That's all I think of now. Mike Judge is so on point every fucking time. Which, hey, if you haven't heard of the show, Chris, I don't know if do you have HBO or anything like that, or Max or anything like that?
Yeah.
Have you watched Common Side Effects?
I haven't. No.
Is that good?
Yes, it's very good. It's an animated show.
I've been wanting to watch that.
It's
looks really
Adult Swim,
interesting.
but it's actually like they're 30-minute episodes. It's not like, you know, how Adult Swim is usually like 12 minutes. This is like full-length episodes, and Mike Judge does a voice in it. But it's all about magic mushrooms, and this guy finds a mushroom that can if you're about to die, like you're like and you eat the mushroom, it just fucking fixes everything in your body, and you just and like
it's like
I don't want to say
Mario
anymore.
Brothers.
Yeah, almost like that. But
Yeah.
It's coming to an end of the season, so if you guys, that might be something we could talk about if you guys want to catch up, because
I mean,
man, that
that's-
show
yeah.
is fantastic. And
That's
if you
been on
haven't
my list.
if you haven't seen Scavenger's Reign, have you seen that, Chris?
No, I haven't.
You should watch that as well, because it's the same people. And it's about like this ship that I think explodes and pieces fall onto the planet, and people are trying to find their way through this planet, and it's like all fucked up and weird. So
It's fun.
yeah, it's a good show, man.
Welcome to Costco. I love you. Welcome to Costco. I love you. Costco. I love you.
If you could get a good salary, would you do that?
Yeah.
How much would you take? For
Hey,
you
don't
to
they
do
pay
that
well?
all
Like
day?
they're known to
They
be one of
just-
like the best employers.
Yeah. They just match my salary. I'll go work for them.
Fuck,
Start
I'd do
tomorrow.
it probably, man.
I mean, just standing there saying "Welcome to Costco, I love you."
I love you.
Yeah.
Like that's your job.
Yeah.
Or in different languages, right? You just learn a different
cycle
language and
through
go
'em.
move somewhere else.
Oh,
Right?
There you go. And then that way you become an indispensable employee. It's like,
Yes.
we go.
Hey,
where are we
I know
opening
every
now? I
language.
already know
Where are
that
we
language.
opening?
Yeah.
Send me to
Plus-
New Zealand, baby.
For me, it would almost be like an ideal role because I relish in awkward encounters. I love them. I like to watch people react, you know?
Yeah.
And so for me, that would be fantastic. Just all day, just telling people that I love them and then just seeing how they react. I mean, I think that might get me killed.
So is there more the Costco guys when they're just basically the new Idiocracy, right?
Yeah.
That's Idiocracy
basically.
has started. It's like that's a
Superstar.
that is like right there, right?
Yeah. I wanted
It's
to
coming
make
together.
sure that you guys were aware of the current, you know, zeitgeist of culture.
Is that what is it called, Chris?
And that's also probably
whenever you're
months old
crossing
now.
like the it's like you're crossing over into the new technology. I keep
Twilight Zone.
No, I forget what they call it.
Golden earring.
Golden earring. What?
You said Twilight Zone.
I forget what it's called because I remember it's like you're going into like a new where technology
Dimension.
is just gonna explode and become a new reality. Like a new reality is gonna be present or something like that. I can't
like
remember
VR
what it's
goggles?
called.
I knew that answer.
I thought you might know a little bit about paranormal stuff.
That one doesn't ring a bell.
I don't know how to explain it into Google or Google. I don't know. Google, yeah, whatever. Thanks to Trippies, man. I'm messed up right now. So I gotta say, I'm having fun though. But so do you want to show them like an AI, one of those AI Costco guys real quick? And then because I have a flying Lotus David Lynch connection. I forgot that they work together. Do you know Flying Lotus, Chris?
No.
It'll be fun.
Oh, yikes.
He's a musician.
No. Let's see if we can. Is this the AI? Or is this? Well, let's just find out together. Why don't we? Instead of. No, I think this is.
We're Costco guys. Of course we work out with the tires.
No, that's just normal. Damn it.
Did you put
guys.
AI?
Costco guys. Of course
Yeah.
we go shopping while eating a chicken bake.
We're Costco guys. Of course we had to try the new double chunk chocolate cookie.
Did they have to get them taken down? Did they get them taken down?
We're Costco
No, that.
guys.
Oh.
We're Costco guys. We're Costco guys.
Okay. We get it.
But there's.
Here.
These are the ones that I've seen.
Of course we go shopping while eating a chicken bake.
I love it when it turns them into like.
Of course we have to try the new double chunk chocolate cookie.
Who is the tall lady? She is a very pale, plump woman with long tangled hair and pitch black eyes.
We're Costco guys. Of course we have to try out the furniture.
We're Costco guys.
Cronenberg.
I like that.
What?
One.
What the heck is this thing?
We're Costco guys. Of course we look at every TV in the place every time we come in.
Oh no.
We're Costco guys. Of course we get the sample even though we bought the thing the last 3 times we were here.
Oh no.
Of course we throw paper towels.
You need to get on Twitter with that bullshit.
We're Costco guys. Of course we need 13.5 pounds of meat.
God. What is happening? Oh no, his leg. What? Okay. Man, we're getting into dark territory.
This makes me a little bit concerned because that is like pretty par for the course for my TikTok feed. Is that wrong?
No, not at all. So we're gonna let me just
I
show
have a
you
weird
this
TikTok feed.
I was gonna bring up. We'll talk more on AI next week, and we'll bring up stuff with Chris in a chat with Jeff, and we'll get AI stuff that connects that stuff right there at the AI.
Maybe Jeff can meet the Costco guys via AI.
Holy shit!
Mm.
We might need to ask him to generate it. Jeff, he'll be going.
But it can't be. It can't be Happy Jeff. It has to be.
It has to be Terminator Jeff.
Yeah. He's got to be doing something like. Yeah, he's got to. Yeah.
Oh man, I hope he does it.
He's got a correct course, right?
Okay.
So it's like the new version of Baby Hitler, right?
Whoa. What?
You go through and then you're just correcting course, right?
Yeah.
Is that no? That might be a bridge too far. My apologies.
I'll get out of here. Stupid comments. Some crap I don't want to show. It's somebody advertising on there. But anyway, so after the AI stuff, I wanted to talk about Flying Lotus. So you guys don't know, Chris? Do you don't know anything about Flying Lotus?
No.
And Byron, do you?
I mean, outside of the
Kendrick Lamar song.
Yeah.
So he's a musician. He kind of started off like doing like electronic stuff, right? Almost like Aphex Twin style, like dark, weird. And he's, to let you know, this is something that you'll like, Byron. I should be going like this, Byron. Wrong way. Yeah. He is John Coltrane's nephew, I believe. So, are you into John Coltrane, Chris, at all? Have you ever?
Yeah, I've heard.
Are you a jazz guy at all?
Sometimes.
Okay, we might need to get you into that, and if we go on that trip with Jeff,
all the way,
jazz is going to come up.
12 hours of jazz,
smooth jazz up your ass. But I mean, he does this cool like dark stuff, and then like he's kind of, I forgot that he did something with David Lynch. So
wait,
he has a song, and I think David Lynch just does a vocal on it, and I think he's just like, but there's a video for it. Do you guys want to watch it? And then we'll go to break after, and then we'll have Chris's coffee song.
Sounds good.
Yeah, let's get a thumbs up.
Yeah.
All right, let's play it. I'm gonna share the screen. Notice. It's weird. I remember watching this, but I forgot that they did this.
Ooh, this is fun already.
I forgot. This will introduce something a little bit new to Byron with David Lynch, because I think it's the way he talks and the way he kind of. Whoa!
This also resembles my Twitter or my TikTok.
Look at that shit.
The yellow phone on the wall started ringing. Tommy jumped, then ran across the kitchen and picked up the receiver. "Hello," he said, a little out of breath. Tommy's father was downstairs in the basement wood shop cutting a piece of clear pine on the table saw. The sound of the saw was screechingly loud, and a big plume of agitated sawdust was forming in the air. Tommy's mother was outside on the front lawn tending to a small flower garden. She was visibly upset about her flower's condition. She was observing a black film on the stems and leaves, then trying to wipe this black substance away while running hose water on it. But it was too greasy and the water wasn't washing it away. The front door opened and Tommy appeared behind his mother. "Mom."
I forgot how fucking frightening this was.
Tommy's mom stood up and turned, the garden hose in her right hand shooting water. "Who is it?" she asked. "I don't know. It's a man. He said you would know what it's about." Tommy's mom stood frozen for a moment, and Tommy saw lines of worry racing across her face. Something else scrambled into Tommy's awareness. He saw that the sky was noticeably darker than usual, and he saw a huge red-orange glow moving on the horizon. Just then, a man appeared running frantically in the street, the man yelling, "Fire is coming! Fire 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 is coming!"
Yeah, there's a taste of Flying Lotus for you. But anyways,
how normal is that within his work?
that's fairly normal, right? Okay. So
Yeah.
that's like what. So that's one part cut out of like a whole like story of an album, right? Because that's kind of what everything is a theme. Every album is a theme.
Okay,
So,
cool.
Like the one with Kendrick Lamar is all about death. So,
Yeah.
and that if you haven't seen that video, it's about death. So we can watch that some other time. But he has a new movie coming out that he directed and he did all the music for and stuff like that.
Yeah, I
called
saw
Ash. It looks
that
freaking. It looks neat, man. It looks really fucking cool.
Yeah, it
So,
looks like a visual trip.
Yeah, if you want to, after the coffee song, we can watch the trailer, or we can just everybody go watch the trailer. Let's do that. Go see the trailer, and then we can talk about it next time. So
Nice.
I guess we should break now.
Yeah, let's take a break and then we'll come back. Talk
with a
little,
coffee song.
Talk a little Mulholland Drive after a coffee song.
Chris's coffee song debut.
No, he had his debut.
No.
Torture.
I've ruined this.
It'll be good. It'll be good. If it's anything like that screenshot that pulled up with that face. Look at that face. So
Look at
all
those
right,
teeth.
let's
So
go
this
to
is
break.
This is another little piece of chaos that
How long?
Pulled from the vaults. 7 minutes, I think.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go get my parched.
That's right. Enjoy.
Oh yeah, that's for
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Fucking just kicked the door in. I said, "I'm gonna give you a warm glass. Shut the hell up."
That's fine. I'll entertain the crowd.
Woo!
How's was gonna leave this hard drive plugged in while I played, but it's just sitting here like hanging off. It looks silly. Here, hold on. Let me take a picture. Here, I'll take a picture of it and I'll just post it up on the. We can show it.
Okay.
Since you're. Van.
I'm just wild about Harry. Harry's wild about me.
Who?
Harry.
Harry Cox.
Big Harry Cox.
Big Harry Cox.
Have you never heard that song? It's like a Looney Tunes. Like Bugs Bunny would sing that shit. I think he'd do his little soft shoe. He'd be tapping away.
With the show, this is it.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm just wild about Harry. Harry's wild. What is that song about? It's got to be like something racist or stupid.
Okay.
I'm just wild about Harry.
You ready to see this? How I got this hooked up?
Yes.
Wait, hold on. You finish that because I'm going to disconnect it right now. I got to eject it first.
So it's a song written in 1921 by Noble Sissel.
Is it not unlike "Hello, my baby, hello, my darling, hello,
yeah,
my
basically,
girl"?
it's one of those. But listen to those names. So the person who wrote it is Noble Sissel, which is fantastic. And then the music was done by U.B. Blake.
U.B.?
Yeah. E-U-B-I-E. They had better names back then.
Is that a better name?
UB? I love that. What the fuck what is it? It's better than Jennifer.
Oh!
Wow.
Oh!
I had it on repeat.
That reminds me. Okay.
Okay, do you want to see?
Yes, I do.
So I've got the dongle hanging. I had the dongle hanging off here.
Oh, good.
I was thinking. There, you see that?
Yes.
And all I could think about when I had it up was
kind of slapping it back and forth a little bit.
Well, it was there in front of my hand, like it was resting on my hand and stuff. I don't want that. So all I could think about was there's an episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where Mac talks about they got a Blu-ray player for the bar.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes, yeah, well, where are you going to put it? Because the TV's on the wall.
Yeah.
And he goes, I thought we just let it hang here by the way.
Nice. Brand new Blu-ray DVD player all hooked up.
Hey, all right.
Where are we going to put it? We need like a flat surface.
Here we go. You know what? We'll dangle it.
Oh, yeah, that looks better. We're not dangling anything. That's very white trash.
What is the point of having all this expensive new status symbol stuff if we're just going to make it look terrible?
And I cannot believe that they put that in the show. Because you know there's people that do shit like that.
Yes. Yes. There is probably a really decent mount job that somebody did for the TV, and then they go and they get the Blu-ray player or whatever. Then then that's what happens. They're like, well, I don't know. We don't have shit to put it on. I'm not getting one another thing. I think you need to have a dongle rester.
Oh!
Yeah, that wasn't all that good. Here, this is the song that I was singing.
Huge fan. Okay. What?
You like that? A robot is crazy. Why does he jump around like that, huh, Mr. White? Mr. White, does he?
Quiet, small fry, little heckler. Always talking. Well, what do we hear?
Oh, it's in the background. Come on.
I'm just wild about Harry.
Is that cans? Yeah.
Oh yes, I remember this one. Yeah, it was in a grocery store, and it was. Look at the dancing cigarette. Woo! Was that David Lee Roth? Anyway, have you ever heard that song?
Wow! I probably have when I was little.
Oh. Did you see what I saw?
No.
You just take a look
What
in
am I
the
supposed to-
lower left hand corner and just
Okay.
see if anything just kind of.
Is it something
Here.
racist?
Mhm.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. I didn't see that part.
I saw them.
Man,
turn
that's
around.
terrible.
Yeah.
Eee.
Yikes.
I tell you all about it. God damn it, baby, you know I ain't lying to you. I'm only gonna tell you one time. God damn it, baby, you know I ain't lying to you. I'm only gonna tell you one time. Yes, I'll tell you all about it. What?
I forgot how
That was insane.
I forgot how crazy the ending was. That's why I sent you that picture of David Lee Roth earlier this week, because I was going through and editing that, and then you were like, "I love the acapella vocals." I'm like, "Oh, good, you're really gonna enjoy this," because I was like literally piecing that insanity at the end right as I texted that to you, and you said that. I'm like, "Oh, good, I'm headed in the right direction."
You went on a David Lee Roth kick that because you'd sent me a text and it was a picture of him.
Yeah.
In like this weird. Well, I'll send it. Let's send it to Chris right now and let's get it. Or can you pull it up here?
Was it not? I think that was one of the photos that I used.
Is it old or young David Lee Roth?
It's
See,
young.
I used to. I can't remember if I used this on the show or not. Hang on. Oh yeah, I did. Hang on. Let's see. Open. Here, hang on. Let's do this. Can we do that? Just like that. There we go. Fantastic. Get ready. This is enjoyable. What? Check
What?
it out. Why is it not?
She did what?
What
You know what I'm talking about, Chris?
The Raising Arizona.
There we go.
Oh man, who's the woman? Do you know? Is it just some woman at a party or something?
No clue. Look at that.
It looks like somebody. Look at that hat. I'm comedy. This is comedy day.
What a goof.
This is comedy day. I can't do that high.
Those pants. Look at how
Is that
low
a? Is that a?
Oh, the hair is coming over the pants.
Look at that right there. Good. That's as close as
Oh,
we can
God.
get. Just...
It's so contrasting.
Look at that. On a,
Oh my god.
on a scale of 1 to 10, how how sober do you think he is right now? Or not right now, but in that photo.
Oh my god! Man,
think-
he cannot be.
Do you think the
Oh,
two of
man.
them did all of the cocaine that night, or just like
They love that
you know,
cocaine. They love
just a
that
tiny little
cocaine.
bit? Oh, and also that video at the
Which
end
one?
of David Lee Roth just
Yeah.
dancing with a mic stand with no mic or like bass at either end. It's just the mic pole, and all of that was just it was him dancing to the song Panama with no band.
Why?
Did somebody go back and play it at the same time, like the song over him dancing? There's got to be.
No. This was like let me see if I can find that again. Oh, look, I've been playing something from YouTube in the background. Let's see. David Lee. Oh, here. So I typed in, to find this, I typed in David Lee Roth weird moments. Let's see. How far? Oh, here we go. Okay, so it's billed as the Roth band, but I mean, at least for about the first minute or so, there's no band.
That's so stupid.
Look at that. There's monster trucks, motorbikes, ladies in short shorts, big old monster trucks, more monster trucks, ladies in monster trucks, ladies pushing monster trucks. Where's the band?
No hay banda.
Yeah. No hay banda. It's been pre-recorded. He's shaking. Oh no, now I feel bad.
He's old. Okay, I want to play something. It's real quick. And it's a real quip. While we're on this subject of like singers like this. What's he saying?
Maybe Panama?
Poke it up. It sounds like.
Okay, sorry. You were saying? See, these are
I can't wait for the TikTok or whatever you make of this part. Oh man.
These are the things that play like in my head, and I've now just like I've forced them out, and I'm forcing everyone else to watch them. Never in my wildest dreams did I think I was going to find a video of him just dancing with a just a mic pole, with monster trucks and half-naked women. Like, just pictures, random pictures.
Oh my gosh. Oh
man. What is life?
I want to make sure you guys can hear this, but this is like on the same subject matter of like singers like that, and how, man, those guys back in the 80s were like the guys that were like had voices like that.
And then,
well, anyways, this is
now versus then, or then versus
yeah.
now.
So Chris, I don't know if you know this guy. He was a little roommate of mine too. Byron, I believe, was. No, Ian took Derek's place. So Derek used to live with us, and he went to high school with Ben. And, he graduated with Ben, but we've always been connected with Calvin Abusejo. So we always joke about like 80 singers like this and like how kind of trashy and stuff like that they are. You know how they always and they do the "you want to rock and roll," you know, stuff like that. You know, with their voice.
You're
They're
goddamn
like,
right, I do.
They're kind of showmen at the same time.
If
So
you
I
only knew the name of the city that we're in right now, then I'd really be ready to rock out.
So I saw this on Instagram one day, and I know they're kind of evil, but not kind of, but they're evil. But I know they are. But watch this, man. Watch this video and let me know if you can hear it. I gotta turn there. Oh. Can you hear it? Can you hear it?
Oh yeah, I think everyone heard that. Like,
so
there's a tennis ball in his pants.
That was the best fucking response I ever got back from him. Was this? He put inspiring both the voice and the armadillo in his trousers. Shout out to Derek.
That is pretty fantastic. Man. You know what that sounded like? It sounded like the beginning of Cry Baby. Was that what's her name? She died.
Wow.
She died. Janis Joplin. You know that song?
She died.
Cry Baby. Anyway.
Nah.
Sounded like that.
So
well, fuck you
now
both,
we got
then.
Let's do coffee song now. I'm gonna
I'll be going right into it.
Well, no, let's do the intro. Do the intro.
Well, I was
so let's jump right into the coffee song. Coffee song.
I don't like that song.
I really did.
Okay, are you ready, Chris? I mean, do you want to explain what it is?
I just thought there were some interesting things that happened earlier tonight. Byron did a good edit that you're going to see in this video as well. It's going to be a similar thing. This group is like, this comedy troupe is like 15 years old.
Who is it?
It's Summer of Tears. Did you ever?
No.
I've linked you a couple of things. They did that Teen Wolf like parody where they like inserted themselves in Teen Wolf. Oh, you haven't seen that? Oh,
no.
Man. Well, we'll have to share that another time then.
Yeah. So are they doing anything now, or are they,
no, they don't do anything anymore. I mean, there's not very many of their skits out there.
Oh, okay. Are they like a YouTube thing, or are they
they're on, I mean, their videos are on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna pull it up.
Yeah, pull it up.
You want to watch? Well, let's just go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pull it in.
Yeah.
What? Yes.
Sunday morning, rise and shine. Gotta get out of bed in time.
I know that dude.
Yeah.
No time to drag.
That guy looks familiar too.
All your buds, fire up the grill. Tap the keg and don't you spill. Put the chips out and raise the flag.
Oh man, the chips.
Open the door, here come the boys. Say bye to the wife, time to make some noise. This will be the perfect day. Perfect for football. America, Jesus, making out with my guy friends. Football. America, Jesus, making out with my guy friends.
Hard, like real hard too.
Greatest sport since time began. These athletes fight yard by yard. Carson Palmer, Randy Moss, Adrian Peterson ain't his boss. Oh my God, I think I'm hard. I'm hard for football. America, Jesus, making out with my guy friends. Football.
Yeah, he was like grabbing his shit.
Oh, there's Jesus.
Making out with my guy friends.
Oh yes, we talked about this on the show.
Where I'm from, we say please and thanks. We honor the troops fighting in those tanks. Stars and stripes will
Why is his nose bleeding?
I don't know.
Obama wasn't born in the USA. He don't like football, and I heard he's gay. Better slip tongue to Steve. Come here, Steve. Football, America.
Come here, Steve.
Making out with my guy friends. Football.
Oh, that was like
America.
a
Jesus.
cutesy kiss.
Making out with my guy friends.
Man, it's showing like some real bad like football things too.
My sweet wife, I love her so. She raised my kids, she makes me whole. In her arms I know I'll stay. But if the Jets don't cover the spread, this next play, we're gonna have one of our tops. I'm sorry, baby. No, I'm sorry. Watch out.
I fell down the stairs.
Holy shit!
I thought she had the remnants of a bruise. Okay.
They're making out with my guy friends. Football, America, Jesus. They're making out with my guy friends.
Jesus is creepy looking.
Chevy truck, Chevy truck, Chevy truck, Chevy truck, Chevy truck, Chevy truck, Chevy truck.
Eyeball.
Yeah, we used similar effects. I love it.
That was great. Nice.
I just
start, Chris,
you know,
on the
you
coffee
see
song.
you see kind of that trifecta of stickers on somebody's car that's driving by you, and that song
It's so
just popped in my head.
Is that what the Cybertruck is now? Is it? Yeah, I mean, what's that guy's name from SNL? That he's in that troupe then.
Beck Bennett,
right?
Yeah,
Beck Bennett.
Yeah,
Beck Bennett's in that troupe then.
Okay,
Chris. So there is somebody known from that troupe.
Well,
So-
the other guy, the one playing guitar, looked familiar as well to me. But
Does he do stuff with? Maybe he's a writer for SNL. I bet you some of these guys write for SNL, Chris.
Maybe
there are like I follow like 100 different like writers on Twitter that I don't know. I don't know a damn thing about them. I've just like after a decade or more plus on Twitter, I'm just like consistently see their tweets and like these are funny, and then I will see them in another context. I'm like, this is not what I thought you looked like. This is not what I thought you sounded like. But yeah, he's probably just a random writer that I follow on Twitter or something like that. But that was fantastic.
That was fantastic, man.
Their other skits are amazing. They've got an American. They're really nostalgic. So they've got like an American Gladiator one.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
yeah. We'll have to watch that one too, man. But to bring it back to that video, I mean, really, does that personify like that group of dudes, people, to you guys too? I mean, like that kind of rings true.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I thought, the more things change, the more they stay the same. I mean,
yeah,
that was 15 years ago, and it's exactly the same, right?
I mean, it is that, right? Like Idiocracy, right?
Yeah.
Like that's fucking crazy. It's kind of hard, like to to watch any. I was just talking to my friend Shrub about this, that it's hard to watch any like dystopian sci-fi movies or anything like that right now, because they're all kind of, it's all kind of coming true, right? Like that 1984 shit is coming true. You know, it's fucking weird, man. It's
fun
it's
part
creeping
about
me
that.
out.
The fun part about that, though, is like if they're from like the 70s or the 80s, you can like look at them now and go like, no, you got that wrong. It's much worse, or you know, whatever it happens to be.
No.
That's kind of right. Everyone thinks we were gonna have flying cars, and we still don't have those. So that's a bummer. The thing that I noticed, and maybe this says something about me, they covered like all the different kinds of ways that you can like passionately kiss. You know, there was just like the full on just like sloppiness.
Yeah.
Then there was, you know, like that reacher, you know, he
Yeah.
was reaching up, and then then there was the two guys that did like the tiny kiss, you know, like just like the little pecks, you know. Like it's just the nuance, I guess, maybe behind it. You know, it's not just like, okay, now go to town on them. Like they talked about like exactly, you know, they did, you know, it's like, it's not like that. It's more like this, you know, and it's like, we need to make sure. Yeah. Like so much. And that's also
weird, man.
Kind of a thing with Lynch as well. Like so much of it looks like incidental, but it's probably planned to the nth degree, maybe. You know? I don't know. Maybe now I'm reading too much into it, but
no. Should we watch a trailer for Mulholland Drive or anything? Or?
I'm always down to watch a trailer, especially from 2001, right?
Like we want to try and find. We always try and find the original trailer, Chris.
2001, May 16th. Oh, that's when it debuted at Cannes. Didn't come out until October 12th, which, you know, it's just a month and a day.
Mulholland Drive trailer.
You're gonna look at me like you forgot?
We'll go with the. I'm just gonna go with the Studio Canal one because I'm pretty sure that it's the.
I was trying to make a 9/11 joke. Sorry.
Okay. I don't know where Chris is on 9/11 jokes yet. Do you think they're funny?
Yes.
Okay. Good.
Yeah,
I want to make sure.
You can't laugh about it now at this point. Come on.
Have you seen that? Have you seen the T-shirt of the plane that has a Garfield head and it's going to the big lasagnas, pan lasagnas?
There's so many good, and then going back to how weird my TikTok feed is.
That's
not a single time when I open up the app, if I'm on it for 10 seconds or 10 hours, every single time I open up the TikTok app, I get a 9/11 TikTok.
How much is this going to be an anniversary this year of that?
I mean, there's always an anniversary.
Well, I just want to know because you know what, Chris, out of all the people that I should know their experience on that day, it should be yours too, because I mean, we're close, you know, and I want to know this because me and Byron had
we spent the day together.
Yeah, we spent the day together on 9/11 and it was fucking just surreal and odd. So
it's the only reason I know he didn't do it.
We should have that's why I was wondering if there was like a special anniversary, like a 15th or I don't know, whatever.
25 will be next year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, we should talk about it maybe in September.
We'll make t-shirts.
Sure, I'll tell you how I remember my September 11th. It's not anything serious though. I'm not going to share it. I'll wait.
Yeah. It'll be, I mean, I don't know. It's just weird. We had a surreal experience, just like David Lynch stuff, you know? So
Yeah.
let's start. Let's get into it. Let's just bypass the 9/11. We can bring that up.
We can always come back to 9/11.
Let's watch this trailer and then we'll talk about the movie because damn, I'm ready to talk about this shit.
I can't believe it. I'm just so excited to be here. I'm in this dream place.
This one comes highly recommended.
What are you doing?
Get out of the car.
Yeah, the girl is still missing.
What's wrong? I just don't know who I am. I wonder where you were going. Mulholland Drive. Come on, it'll be just like in the movies. We'll pretend to be someone else.
This is all an illusion.
You want to know who you are, don't you?
Where's this going?
It's been a very strange day.
I'm getting stranger.
Mulholland Drive. David Lynch, 2001, right?
Yes.
Speaking of,
because it's right when I made the September 11th joke.
yeah, well, this was before it, right? This would be before it.
Debuted at Cannes in May. It didn't.
Okay.
It wasn't released until October 12th. Or sorry, yeah, October 12th. That's why I said a month and a day
After. Okay. So, to start this off, what did you say, Chris? Me and Chris were chatting about this because we wanted to know how we should start this conversation, and we were both saying that maybe we should start off with it was letting him go, right, Chris?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to hear what he thought.
Like your first thought, like that you wrote down while watching the movie.
Mine
was yes.
Oh, my very first note was where'd they go? My very first note was lost. Oh yeah, I said right out of the gate we're treated to that classic Lynchian idealism, right? Of that it's that jitterbug, sequence that is referenced later, by Naomi Watts' character. But just that kind of like his version of America, like a bygone America, right?
Yeah.
You kind of see that.
I remember.
In
Each of
the things that we watched, right? Definitely more so in Blue Velvet, I think, than Eraserhead. But I think Eraserhead still had it had the pacing of like a 50s film, and I think that was kind of deliberate, right? I think he's like very past and future oriented in that sense, right? Kind of like him in general, which is very interesting because his work is it feels very immediate, which is very present, but when you watch it, it is it harkens back to the past and like shoots you forward into the future with the weird oddities, right? And never really weird. I'm kind of like thinking of things like in that moment, but that was kind of that first like boom right out of the gate, right? It's that classic Lynch's version of America, right?
Yes.
I loved it. And then, you know, I mean, like, it devolves, you know, almost immediately, you know, like by the end of the scene, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I wrote goes full on Lynch. And then, yeah, so that was my first note. And then the second was just that, you know, again, the sound design, I think more so than anything, and I'll just say this real quick. I think more so than anything, I love what, like it's so much more of an elevated world with the sound that he, very specifically, you know, like, and
the
all
car,
of
that car driving.
Yeah.
And just the cut back and forth to them screaming, ah, ah, right?
Mhm.
You know, some shit's gonna happen.
Yeah. And it, I mean, like, all of it's done, you know, it's, you know, like, sometimes lines are obscured, right?
Mhm.
And that's, you know, kind of meant to help draw out the tension. And he's just such an effective storyteller in that way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, those were my first kind of like opening notes, right? Yeah.
Yeah, let's do. Those are good. What was yours, Chris?
Well, I mean, I would say, I mean, this is kind of one of the important scenes for like the first half of the movie, right? Like, it's telling you something.
Yeah. Were you paying attention? Like, right. I was gonna say, I forgot to ask. After it kind of like did the and stuff like that, did you pay attention to what the camera was doing? And it showed like the bed and stuff like that, and then the camera went into the. You pay attention to it because I think me and Chris are going to get into this. So
well, and
this
yes,
could probably even make it like connect for you a little more.
I hope so, because one of my notes is I need someone to break this down.
Yeah, so this will be awesome because I think we can kind of do this, and I think you're going to be like, "Holy shit, I can't believe," because I came to this realization watching it this time because I was like,
"Oh, nice,
holy shit, this is like more." It's really weird. It was really weird to me because it's like you could tell, and I don't know if you know this. This will be something that might be some trivia for Byron, and I know Chris will know this. But did you know that this was originally going to be a TV series?
Is that potentially, and I think I did read that somewhere, is that potentially why, and this was kind of another note that I had, that like the first hour and a half, like, was almost like, seemed very straightforward, at least for Lynch.
I think there's some, but dude, there's some fucking weird shit in there still.
Well, yes, and
right?
I don't mean to say it's like fully straightforward. And then like the back half, that last hour, is when it seemed like everything
goes off the rails.
And maybe that's, you know, the pacing and, you know, the story, you know, all that good stuff.
So,
you know,
this is gonna just bring it all to you. I think mine and Chris's discussion here is gonna bring a lot to what you're missing, right? So okay, Chris, finish your thought. I'm sorry I butted in.
Oh, go ahead. I want to hear what you said.
So my first one was love the old lady and the old man in the car. Haha. That's what I put. Because you know you brought this up last time, Chris, with the robotic nature they were like that. You know, and then the pat, like the real
non-human, inhuman.
Real, inhuman, just fucking weird, right? Surreal. But
the other
I've
surreal
seen people like that too, you know? It's just weird.
The couple walking arm in arm and laughing in that one scene. I was like, oh, I thought of you. I mean, not like, not in like the that looks like some weird shit Chris would do. Not like that, and more of like you know, in like that way of like, oh shit, we were talking about that, you know,
Right.
that weird, oh God,
non-people, just like mannequin
yes, because it's you
fake
know,
people.
Yeah, they're like he sees them as like a utilitarian,
Sure.
you know,
that's
device, right?
absolutely brilliant observation for sure,
Dude,
especially for what this is when we get to it. Yeah.
Yeah, and what they're used for. I mean, I don't want to spoiler alert, but
We're gonna dance
what
around
happens
it.
later? Okay, so
Yeah.
I'll just say what happens later.
I mean,
so let's go ahead and
it's just obviously something that I missed.
So what was your next? So do you want to do that same way like that again, Chris? Let's hear his next thought, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah,
I mean,
do
that? Yeah.
Because I don't want we're gonna try to hold off on things as long as we can, right?
Yeah. So go ahead. Go ahead.
Yep.
Because my thoughts are more just to let you know, my notes are more like things I noticed within the movie
Just
that
like,
really
yeah.
that really
Well,
like
then
kind of either made me really giggle because they were really fucking hilarious, or that kind of creeped me out or anything like that. So
the next thing I wrote was just I loved the Robert Forster Renaissance that was happening around.
Oh,
that time,
fuck
right?
yeah.
Was that did Jackie Brown? Was that his
Yes, that
first,
was
like,
Jackie Brown.
thing
That was
and that was like 97 ish, right? And then he passed in the
not too long. He passed. Well, he's in.
Early
That's the other
odds,
thing.
right?
He's one of the last things he did, Byron, is the Twin Peaks: The Return. So
and was he in the original series?
No, he was not.
Okay.
He's kind of taking place of the sheriff that was in that, because I don't think they asked him to be a part of it, but I think he was just like, nah, I don't really want to do it. So, but okay.
But then he didn't end up being in it just a whole lot. But him and the other detective, that scene that they had together was just, that was a brilliant little bit of satire, right? I mean, it felt like a cut scene from an old Dragnet episode or something.
Yeah.
Like that, right? You know, the
just the deadpan. Yes.
Oh, it was so.
It was a cliche, yeah.
Yes,
it was a
yeah.
cliche, and it was not realistic because it was like seemed to come from somebody who just has watched it on TV, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay.
So,
yeah.
What happened to my voice? Was that me?
I know, but I can't wait to go back and revisit it. So,
one question I want to pose to Chris while Robert Forster came up, because he doesn't come up that much in this movie, much more than that part, right? So, and we talked about Jackie Brown. Do you like Quentin Tarantino, Chris? I think you do.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can go in, because I think Byron has skipped a lot of the movies.
Oh, really?
Tarantino. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that will be another, because he can see them in a different light now. I think that he's kind of grown up and he's seen this David Lynch.
Maybe.
No, I think you will, dude, because especially with Lynch, because he has some of Lynch's shit, like when he shoots stuff. So like you'll see it, dude.
I mean,
it's fucking weird, but anyways, okay. So
do you have a favorite Quentin Tarantino? What's your favorite?
Me?
Yeah.
Mine's Inglourious Bastards, I think. So
I think
but
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is my favorite.
Oh, really? Because
Yeah.
I need to watch that again. I watched it the first time and I was like, yeah, I liked it. I need to come back to it. So maybe, have you seen that one, Byron?
No, I did see Inglourious Bastards, but I haven't
that
seen
one's
Once Upon a
great.
Time in
Maybe we should do a Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and start a QT thing.
And that was kind of his.
And then come back. Yeah.
Was that
Well, that was his
love letter to Hollywood?
I don't. I think it's a love letter to little known actors that become big.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's what it is more of. To me, it is. But I don't know. We'll get to it when we get to that movie. So
my hot take is that he peaked with Jackie Brown.
Yeah,
Was
see.
good.
Nah, I think Inglourious Bastards is fucking fantastic.
It's good. It's no Jackie
No,
Brown.
you need to watch it again. Well, no, that's a good one, but yeah. Anyways, let's get back to Mulholland Drive. So did you have any questions of like what happened in that scene? Didn't they stop and she said, "Why are we stopping here?" And then he turned around. Was he going to shoot her?
He had
a gun. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So oh man.
So this is not our.
That's a little opening a little bit more for me right now that I'm thinking about it. So like, oh, okay, now I'm realizing more that how this story comes together, and I pretty much kind of understand it. There's just some like little tiny things, and it might shock you at the end, like, because it's weird to me. Like, I don't know. I was kind of realizing it earlier today, but anyways. So what was your take? Like, what was going on there? So, or do you know anything that's going on? Or
no, I mean, at that point in the film, I'm just kind of, I'm along for the ride, right?
Yeah.
And so, no, I mean, my questions are like everything. What's going, like all of it. But but now, I mean, like to like speak to it as a whole, right? So then you fast forward to like towards the end of the film when Naomi Watts' character is in the car, and basically a very similar scene happens. It made me have like a brief thought that like, is this a situation where both her and Laura Herring's character are like the same person?
Yeah.
Even though they're both playing multiple roles.
Yeah, that was the thing is like,
but like maybe they're even the same person.
Yeah.
And that opens up, like a lot of questions, about, like being maybe like self-obsessed, right? And maybe that's why the relationship built. And then, I don't know, like maybe it's an super ego, kind of situation, something like that. But no, at the time I was just like, this is some bonkers shit.
Yeah.
The one thing that I did about like that scene specifically, let's see, where did I note that? Or did I? I thought it was really interesting. Like the actual car crash was very, like, it seemed very unceremonious, right? There was only like 2 or 3 cuts to the whole scene.
Yep.
Right. And this was even in 2001 where, we were already amping up, that piece
explosions and stuff.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about that.
Well, yeah, and that's,
he does,
I guess,
in the violent nature of it, but because it's just violence, right? So, but it's done like what you have said before, where it's the audio too of it is just so violent,
and that, and he allows the audio to kind of be more of
so he doesn't really need to explain it more than that. He's not dumbing it down.
And I appreciated that, right? Because I was like, anybody else would have, had like 20 different cuts within about, 30 seconds that, would have like shown from every angle and all their responses and, a much bigger explosion. And I mean, that all sounds kind of silly, but that's kind of standard for an accident, right? You have to do it.
Yeah.
So the audience knows it was a big deal.
Yeah.
This was.
Yeah. He's just
the
like,
way he does, and he does that with so much of his stuff, right? It's just played almost in the exact opposite way that you would expect. And sometimes it's, I think, probably done for laughs. Sometimes, you know, it's
Yeah.
and that's where it kind of becomes fun, right? Like trying to decode what's part of the message and what's him just kind of going, huh, this is funny, right? You know,
Yeah,
yeah.
it going back to the sound, you know, you got this limousine like slowly moving through the street,
Oh, yeah.
and the soft music, and then it'll cut to these and it's like in fast motion, and they're screaming, and then it cuts back to soft. Yeah, like he's preparing you for what's going to happen at that point.
Yeah. So he doesn't really need to tell you much beyond once it hits.
He didn't even need to show the wreck.
Yeah, because you know that is fucking grisly as hell.
Gonna happen,
right?
Yeah.
So, and then
you could have just as easily in that sense, you could have just as easily cut to a wide shot for 5 seconds with, you know, some additional creepy as fuck sounds, and then, you know, cut back, right? And it would have been just as effective. But yeah, that's a really good point. I like that. Yeah.
Yep. And then what do we cut to next after that part? Chris, did you have any thoughts before we move on from
let's
crash scene?
Let's roll.
What were your what is the diner scene next? I forget when that falls every time, because man, I got to prepare myself for that scene every time.
I mean, it just cuts to the aunt like leaving the apartment, but that's really, there's not much to
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It shows her leaving, and then she thinks she forgets something, right? And she goes back in, and then
she gets her keys, and keys are kind of a big symbol
thing in this. Yeah.
Yes. So
yeah,
it's just like another example of that. But
yeah,
there's not much to that scene.
Yeah, but that's where she's hiding, right? And then yeah. And then we cut to the diner scene, right? Is that what's next?
That was a trip and a half, right? What is the significance of Winkies just in general?
I think that's his is that his nod to Big Boy?
Oh, you mean the like the literal, well,
like
like the literal what is that diner? Yeah. I mean, Big Boy, Terminator even had one, right? Remember?
Yeah.
Big Buns,
you know,
or whatever.
You know, Big Boys. He's writes all of his stuff there, right? He wrote a lot of his stuff there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think that's the significance of Big Boy.
Okay.
Let me look it up, but so I mean, what did you think about his, like, what he's talking about and stuff, like their discussion there at the table? What were your thoughts there? Did you write down something?
I didn't really write anything down on that. It was such a bizarre. He seemed the other guy seemed so disinterested in his story, and that for whatever reason I really fixated on his disinterest in that scene, and I don't really know why, because I don't think it really had much significance. But it was, I mean, like it felt like it was either like that deliberate kind of like either his character doesn't matter, and it's, you know, it's his whatever is supposed to help us focus on the story or something. I don't know, but that. Yeah, his disinterest like really got to me, and then it was just that fucking weird ass. Fuck, that was weird.
Yeah, I put diner scene and man behind the garbage will haunt me forever.
Is that a guy?
I don't know.
Let's see. There was, let's see, I thought I saw
that. I always, like, it's hard for me to get through that scene because I hate seeing that shot, because it's so perfectly done to frighten the shit out of you.
Yes, and that was like a legitimate, like, fun little nod to just, you know, just your basic cinema, you know, like the fucking shit that just draws you to movies is just like that. So that was that
that scene whole scene.
That's the
What?
same
Go ahead.
lady that plays the nun in the Nun movies. Her name is Bonnie Aarons.
Wow.
Yeah.
The homeless person?
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I can see it.
So
That's crazy. Yeah.
So we just kind of have a lot of.
That's
lot of
another
creepiness going
filmmaker
on.
I'd like to Chris about. James Wan. Do you like some of his stuff?
Name something.
Have you seen Malevolent?
It sounds familiar. Those all run together to me, though.
Yeah, maybe we should table it. Let's table Malevolent, okay? Because that's a good. I've seen that one, and if you guys haven't seen it and don't know anything about it, it's fun to go in kind of blind, but you got to kind of go with it because it's just kind of fun, you know. So, but anyways, let's go. Let's get back to Mulholland Drive. So we get that, but that. All before that scene, those two guys play into the whole movie. You know that, right? I mean, they're not like big into it, but it's all a part of what I think what you were saying, like the first hour and a half is, right? So it plays a whole part of that to me. So let's go next. What did you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah,
scene?
I would point out this is kind of important. Before we move on,
yeah, let him, because if I miss something,
I just want to say, like, this is the first big instance I noticed, and there were some in Blue Velvet that we did, but I think Lynch has this thing for corners, right?
Yeah.
So this is the first instance I noticed in this movie that had, like, you know, the slow approaching corners, but it starts to become like a bigger and bigger thing, and even in other movies it still grows. Like Inland Empire is just all corners. It's really crazy. It's just an interesting thing that I think it's how he makes you feel uncomfortable, because he sets you up right for this whatever it is,
you know something's gonna happen.
So now every time he shows you a corner, like, you're ready for something. So that's how he makes you uncomfortable for this movie. It's really brilliant, I thought.
Yeah.
There's that. There's, I mean, just almost everything. I mean, that's what he's going for. Like, he's really honing it in here, really, really well, because this whole thing is just uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, especially when it gets to the end parts. So, so what was the next? What was your next note, Byron?
Was that,
or did you have? So we're moving on from
Winkies,
from burned in my head face that will haunt me for days.
So I think the next
like
note
the
that
communion
I had,
face.
communion face. The next note that I had was just a kind of a general note, which was, I mean, for like the first 20 or so minutes, the angles like the camera angles that were shown just seemed, and maybe actually quite a bit throughout, were very like voyeuristic feeling, you know, like it was like a singular person that was following along, right? And you were that singular person that was just kind of following along in the story, and you were either the investigative, you know, whatever, that's just kind of following behind, or you're just a fly on the wall that's just lucky enough to be part of all of it. But you know, and you see that a little bit, at least I thought in Blue Velvet. You know, there's some of those kind of like first person, I guess, maybe for lack of better terms, kind of shots. This seemed to have a lot. Like even like the driving scenes with the limousine felt like somehow very, I don't know, it all felt very voyeuristic.
Tight and closed in, right?
Yeah. And handheldy, you know.
And
I
normally
don't know how
Lynch,
all that played in, but it was just something I noticed kind of like thematically through definitely the first, chunk of the film, but I seem to kind of recall that throughout now. And I don't know if that plays into any of the larger, themes that I might have missed out on, but yeah.
And then what do we move into after this?
I think
a little bit of Red Room.
Yeah. What? There you go. There's my question for that.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, just what?
I think it just cuts to like that, the red curtains, the guy in the wheelchair.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
oh, and then
that's
it's the phone. It shows the phone, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then it shows that. What a fucking, like, I was like, why is that shot like that? Like, that's insane. Like, it's
with
just
the
straight up a light
on
a phone. That's it. And I was just like, man, that's so, and I guess it's making you tight and uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
So, and it's bright. Like, it's just like, hey, fucker, here, right?
Yeah. It's like it's trying to draw your attention away.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's
and then we get the call, and then it goes to the guy in the wheelchair. Is he in a wheelchair? I couldn't tell. It's the guy from Twin Peaks.
Yeah, it's that actor. He's got he's in like a automatic wheelchair. It's not like a regular wheelchair.
And then
he's got like a phone on his head, and he calls somebody else.
And then who does he call?
You don't know, right? This is the light. He calls the one with the light. No. He calls. So this is I mean, I think we're getting deeper and deeper. I'm not going to say anything, but he calls the guy. It doesn't show his face. It's he's got the haircut.
Yeah, we see him from behind. Yeah, and he's got the little thing, and he makes the phone call. The other guy picks up, and he just goes, "Same," and then he just hangs up. You're like, what? What is this fucked up system that they got going on?
See, I'm like, now I want to know more of what Chris is. See, this is the stuff where I was like, I missed, and I'm like, I need more to explain stuff, right? There was a few things, but I know, like, I know what it is. Like, I know the explanation, and I know all the ending, and I know how it ends, and I understand it, right? But those little things, I need to know how they tie in. So we'll get to that, I guess, later, right, Chris? How this ties in?
Yeah. When we get to them, and there's a specific thing. It's how you interpret it. You can interpret it any number of ways. So we'll talk about it when we get there.
Okay. So, and then, is this where they pick the girl, or are they? Is this when Dan Hedaya and shows up?
Oh God, that scene.
Well, I have one thing to say before we get to that scene, and the first thing I said, and she and Laura Harding, I will say this both, man, he perfectly cast those, because they both they both look like the classic, Hollywood beauty that he goes back to that time, right? And he's got both a brunette or black hair and blonde, right? So he's got both of them.
Yeah, and I mean, I think not only that, we've got blonde hair, blue eyes.
Yeah.
Brunette, brown eyes.
Yeah.
That was what was expected, like 50s, 60s, that idealized version of America that Lynch has, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But before we get to that, the scene where they pick out the girl, I said, Naomi Watts saying, "Okay, Coco," is one of the best acting moments to me for some reason, because it's like perfectly corny, and then like how it plays into it all, like it's just crazy. Like, and to see what happens like with this character and what you know at the end, right? It's just crazy. See, this might explain more for you if you don't know what I'm talking about. So let's go on to the next with Dan Hedaya. So what were you thinking about that?
I just really love Dan Hedaya.
Did you know who was playing his brother? That was Angelo Badalamenti.
That's right. Yeah.
That was his composer.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
And I don't know how much he acts, but I
think he is like a bit player in a lot of Lynch's films, right? I think
probably like one of the darker people in Always or something like that.
Yeah. But yeah, that scene, those wow, what a weird, man, that was weird. To the amount of like fear that they had.
And Justin Theroux just being fucking confused.
He's so fantastic.
Just like, man, he's so good in this.
He's the perfect.
And dude,
like,
him and Naomi Watts.
director.
Yeah, well, him and Naomi Watts kind of do like a weird. When we get to it at the end, we'll talk about it. But like, I'm kind of feeling for them. Like, I want them to get together somehow or something like that. At that point, I'm like seeing Justin Theroux. I'm like, oh, is this the guy that she's gonna?
Oh, you mean like
fall
in that,
for, or that whatever?
Like in that scene where he first sees her?
Yeah. So,
okay.
But like from that, So, but anyways, so go on. What were you saying?
Oh, I mean that Dan Hedaya, just him and Angelo, like their insistence is just
fantastic. So Chris, this is what I put, and then we can get into it. I put Angelo Badalamenti and Dan Hedaya as brothers is hilarious. And when he spits out the espresso, ha, whole scene climaxes with a Hedaya scream.
Oh yeah, that scream.
But man, and I started thinking about how hilarious that scene is because he's so disgusted by the espresso. And then they're so scared. Those guys get so scared, man. Oh my God.
I mean, like, he is so frightened at whatever's going to happen.
We got this from the Flash Roaster in Italy.
You'll really like it this time. So there's been a previous there's been a previous incident that happened. Spit it out on the napkin before.
And clearly bad things happen afterwards because of the way he's shaking after, and the spit out of like, that's so
it's
like
a weird
well, yeah, he doesn't like even try to propel it outward. He just opens his mouth and it runs out. He doesn't
and then he goes,
which I mean, like, really doubles down on
how disgusting it was.
Well, to me, it's like how much he is to be respected, right? Like, even the espresso is supposed to know it's supposed to leave his mouth as soon as he opens, right?
And
like,
he knows he needs the napkin ahead of time too. He knows.
Yeah.
He knows it's gonna be putrid.
Because you're a fucking idiot. You're not gonna get this right. Like that is you get all of that
when he brought it in too.
Shaking the waiter,
like kind of shaking
he was so fucking.
I hope so.
I don't know. My note was he looks like Kyle Gass.
He did look like Kyle Gass.
That was a good note.
Will there be anything else, sir? And then he just says nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, what a tense.
But yeah, man, like.
So what was I missing outside of like the straightforward, bully mafia kind of nature?
Hollywood.
Yeah.
The
like,
Hollywood.
What in addition did I miss out of that. Yeah, out of like the stereotypical, like there's this, crazy mob that runs
Where did
Hollywood in the
connect?
background that, yeah. What was the
Well,
weirder stuff that I may have
Angelo
missed?
is connected at the end, but like only not as like in depth to what's going on. I don't think.
Okay.
He's not.
It just there was.
I think it's. I don't want to get into that until we get to it.
Yeah.
So
well,
You
and
could
the only
say
reason,
it's another cliche. We can point
Yeah.
that out, right?
yeah, for sure.
This is just another cliche, like the mob controls Hollywood.
Okay.
Yeah.
There just seemed like
That's the girl.
like an extra weight was added to that
Mhm.
scene. So I didn't know if maybe there was something that I didn't pick up on or not. So okay, that's
Yeah.
and absolutely it was one of those heavy-handed, but still gorgeously done things.
Yeah.
That Lynch, I think, he's just really good at.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and then I put my next note on how that all climaxed. I put Justin Theroux running away after bashing the car like a little pussy is hilarious.
I'm like, all you had to do to look like a badass is just walk away. I mean,
Yeah.
so late, right?
But
No
he
one
like
is gonna
runs
catch
away
you.
like
Runs
the police are
away.
coming already.
And it's it speaks to that douchebag kind of director character that I think he's that he's going for. Plus the I don't know, his glasses and his fucking sideburns. I don't know if that was like, because that was pretty peak 2001, right?
Yep.
But it also, I mean, like that. Wow. He looked a certain way, and it's not good. And I mean, like, it was done that way on purpose, and so well executed. He is. Does he do?
That was the first time I had heard of him.
Oh, he's in the 10.
Yeah, I know, but this was the first time I had seen him. I think
that's the only other thing that I've seen him in, other than
really?
Dated Jennifer Aniston. I don't
Oh,
watch a
wow.
lot of things. I like him. Anyway.
So then did you want to go any further on that, Chris?
No, not if anything.
Well, I was
say,
gonna. Do we cut to those two guys in the talking about? I don't know if I'm gonna do the job.
Yes,
but it like cuts directly to that guy just laughing right after that guy says like a punchline.
After, well, that's after it cuts to like Betty getting to the house, right?
Oh yeah, is that when all the
meeting Coco?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you've got all these. It's more dialogue from like old Hollywood, right?
Yeah,
and humor from old Hollywood, right?
And
like,
this is where she's meeting with doing stuff with Laura.
Well, she meets Coco and gets like taken to her apartment, right?
Mm-hmm.
God, how well does Naomi Watts play? I mean, both of those characters are whatever. It
That's
is
what I
breaking
kept
down,
thinking
like,
was like how good she is in this.
Her ability to play that, like, there's something creepy behind that happiness.
Yeah,
the way that because this isn't the only role that she's kind of played, like that kind of like.
Yeah.
On the surface, I'm normal, but I'm fucked up when whatever.
Yeah.
Like you can see it in her eyes. Like she conveys
She's good,
that
man.
so well. I loved her. She's an amazing actress and is fantastic in this movie. So, anyway.
But it's mostly that
innocence,
right?
and sense of wonder and optimism. It's just
Yeah, one thing I would point out, like that I thought was interesting. So we've got like another key situation here, right? She
Oh
gets
yeah,
the
yeah,
key
yeah,
to
yeah.
her. And then, did you guys notice that when she starts looking around the apartment, there's a painting of the pearl earring?
Oh,
did you see that?
I saw that then.
The
and
girl
then
with the pearl earring.
Yeah,
yeah.
And then
that famous
later
one?
on, there is the scene with the two of them, and that painting is like dead center in between them.
Right.
And I'm sitting there going, what's all the connection there?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So
I had a note on that as well.
You remember the detectives pulled up one pearl earring out of the wreck, right?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so that's a big hint.
Okay. I mean, I've still not pieced it together. Is this the idea? If the idea is
Might be more now. You're making me question some of my stuff, Chris.
Okay.
I wanna hear yours then.
Well, we'll get to it at the end, but I
Yeah.
think I kind of understand it. I might just need like some pushing in some direction.
I mean, I've got holes too, so it's...
Yeah. Well, this is great then. So, yeah. So is that when we get to those two guys after all of that stuff?
Yeah. Well, did you notice also? Okay. Did you look at the tile in the bathroom? Did you notice that?
No. Was it red?
Well, it was black and white, really sharp. So it was almost like fangs or
really?
like waves of things.
Yeah, at the border, like what is that called?
Yeah, like the like eye level around the bathroom. But it was a lot like
looked like
you would have
teeth.
noticed it from Twin Peaks. It was a lot like the floor.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like that, right? Yeah. So yeah, the zigzag. It's also in Eraserhead. If you watch Eraserhead, the floor is that at his apartment. So,
yeah, I didn't catch that. All I did catch was that the kitchen. Oh my god, the kitchen's. I love it.
Yeah.
Yep. I also wrote down Coco after the dog shit, and she calls that out, and she has that big, long, drawn-out story that's basically just a lead up to the kangaroo court joke,
Yeah.
And I wrote that down. I was like, I wonder how much that made David Lynch giggle when he was crafting all of that, because she really, I mean, like that really seemed like, they really had to kind of back into that, and I loved it. And I don't know if that was intentional or if that was just kind of like, I don't know, but I thought that was so funny that they just worked in the random kangaroo court, and like I don't know.
I think that's probably a Lynch
very silly moment.
You know how he talks and like his frame of mind of that 50s stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
it was very much in that.
And also, I will say, well, who has
50s tongue in
who
cheek.
played Coco? Was it Anne?
That was well, it was her last movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it was.
She's the grandmother in My Bodyguard.
She might have been.
I
She's
think
well
she
known.
was.
Maybe she was also in Eraserhead, though.
Oh, really?
Yes, let's see. Her first role was as schoolgirl in Anne of Green Gables. Let's fast forward from the 30s all the way to, let's see. So, no, that was not.
Ann Miller?
She was not in. No, she wasn't in Eraserhead. There was somebody else then?
Yeah, it was probably somebody else. She's just like one of those old 50s actors, that probably never got her due or something like that. And he was just like, and she still kind of was known or something like that. But
man, I swear to God that I read that somewhere. But
Ann
whatever.
Miller.
Yeah.
Ann Miller was born. She was born in Texas. Whatever. Oh, she's no.
Where in Texas?
Old stuff. Cherino.
I don't know.
But anyways, that character, like that actor too, like she
was a looker.
Even later on, yeah, she was. Yeah, even later on, you know, like acting wise, like who would have thought that character, right?
Yeah.
It's just weird. I mean, anyways. So where are we going next? What's before we go on to the guys, those two guys? Because that scene is just fucking hilarious. That whole thing until it goes away from those two characters. That whole character is just
the lady going, something bit me bad.
Yeah, a comedy of errors. That's that whole part, right?
Yes.
I guess that's that whole kind of Three Stooges comedy Lynch style, but done up with like a Lynch version, you know? It's so
Yeah, I wrote what a cluster, just keeps escalating like a Curb Your Enthusiasm situation, but like a really dark one, you know?
It's really funny, man. And it makes him look so sloppy and bad. And this, to me, plays into something later in the movie.
Yeah.
Like this scene, I thought was like, oh man, scene's kind of pointless, but I fucking love it. But then, like, I watched something and I was like, oh, holy shit, that makes total sense of why that scene is even in the movie. Like, because what do you get to after that part? What comes up? Is it Justin Theroux going home, or is it more Naomi Watts and Laura Harding trying to figure stuff out?
I think it's Theroux going home and catching his wife in the act with Billy Ray Cyrus.
Don't you mean
Billy?
Gene Clean?
Look at that. You had that at the ready. Yeah.
I'm waiting for it.
Gene Clean, a.k.a. Billy Ray Cyrus, a.k.a.
He could have went with Gene Poole, but no. Gene Clean. It's got a rhyme for Lynch.
That's right. Gene Poole.
Imagine him saying, Gene Clean.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's got to say Gene Clean on the side of the car or on the side of the truck, right on the door there.
It wouldn't even surprise me if he was like specified that, you know, like the thing for the side mirror has to, you know,
go right on the end. Yeah. Between the legs.
It has to go somewhere in the logo. It has to be interrupting it. It can't be like just by itself.
Yeah, that's what I put. I just put Gene Clean, haha, and it's Billy Ray Cyrus.
And Billy Ray Cyrus. And the pink, like that shade of pink is very interesting because I mean, like, and then later on I was like, wait, I think that color plays a significant role, but I can't quite figure out what that is.
I think pink and blue do in this, correct, Chris? I know blue plays a big part in it. I mean, as a color, as a signifier.
Big part,
you know.
All of his movies.
Really. Along with keys, yeah. You know, like Chris was saying, keys. So
there were the blue keys, and you know, so, but then this, I mean, like he has that outfit on, you know, with the pink, you know, paint on it for what seems like the majority of the movie.
That's another thing I wanted to discuss. I like how he just went straight to, I'm going to get some paint and pour it on her jewelry.
It's fantastic.
What a weird, like, oh man.
I mean, but that's like another to me, that's another clue that means something.
It could.
Right.
I'm not
You
sure
know.
about pink, but does it?
Well, maybe
oh
not
well, wait.
pink,
I
but
mean, I don't.
paint, or I don't know.
Yeah.
But that is kind of like the approach that you would see in kind of like older film, right? That it's fairly deliberate,
it was
right?
so-
Some
it was
some
so
of the
bright,
stuff is deliberate,
I guess.
Yeah, see,
So I don't-
the poor paint on your jewelry.
Yeah, it's like so old time, old timey. Well, where's
then
the
I
sound
also wrote-
effects?
And then I also wrote Justin Theroux is
You heard it
he
here
really,
first.
oh yeah, really looks like Bradley Whitford in this movie. I think.
Really? Like a young Bradley Whitford?
Yeah, I think he looks like.
Do you know who Bradley Whitford is, Chris? He's in Billy Madison. He's the guy that Billy Madison hates.
Oh, okay. Shooter McGavin, right? Oh,
No, that's Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore.
You're
God damn it.
confusing them. Billy Madison is the one. Remember, he's the
Oh,
guy
yeah.
that wants to take over for the.
Yeah, I've got it.
Yeah. The guy he challenges.
Yeah, I
What?
thought.
So what about it? What happened? Who looked like him?
I thought
Justin Theroux.
Theroux's character. Like every time I saw Justin Theroux's character, I was like, that motherfucker looks like young Bradley Whitford in this movie for some reason. I don't know why. That was just my.
He was in Get Out now, right?
Oh
He
yeah,
the
he was the dad.
He
Yeah,
was the dad in Get Out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, he was playing dads all the way back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I put I do wish this could have been a series, but I don't think it would have been good on ABC. Who was going to put it? Who was going to? Yeah, it was going to be because he was trying to like do a reunion, like a Twin Peaks thing, because ABC did Twin Peaks. So, and they were like, hey, they were interested in this concept, and he started doing this. This is when the whole TV series started, because that's and then I put the scene with the cowboy made me think about this.
What the fuck was? Yeah, I did not quite understand.
Because that was that
the
next.
cowboy.
Chris,
Oh,
is that
you're
what's
asking
next?
me?
Well, what in the story?
scenes
Where are
after,
we?
yeah.
So he messed up her jewelry, and then where do we go to next after Theroux?
Then I think we go into.
Is this where we go back to Naomi Watts?
Yeah, I think we go back to Naomi and Laura.
They're looking in the purse, right?
Yeah, that's when they discover the money, right? And that was kind of another thing that I was, that's a lot of money. And then they're just like, I won't tell if you don't tell. And then they just put it in a hat box. I'm like, what?
What? Do they see the other thing in there at that point? I forgot.
Oh, I can't remember.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
They see the key.
Yeah, the blue
key.
Okay. But they
Is
don't
the
have
blue?
the the box yet.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Right. That's not there. It's just the blue key.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what do we go to next after that? Is that where we go to the cowboy scene? Because there's something that he says that plays a role into like throughout the movie.
Okay.
So
the only other thing that I would say about like that scene and some of the scenes of at least like the earlier scenes of the two of them together is that she already Betty already seems very infatuated with
her
with Rita, right?
Yeah.
And you can kind of accept that without too much thought, because this is not a thing that you were expecting, right? So
yeah.
this is, something
there's already like
just
an instant attraction type thing, right?
Yeah, but it seems like there's something beyond that. And again, I mean, like her character, the way she portrays it, just like, man, she sells it really well. You know,
Yeah.
like you can already tell in those early scenes, you know, there's an obsession there. You just
Yep.
don't know quite where it's gonna go, right? Or what it means.
So you
right?
did see something there then. You know, yeah, okay.
So,
you
know,
yeah.
you knew there was a something bigger about that relationship already, right? And
Did you understand it towards like what that meant towards the end then?
I mean,
of the movie. Okay, we'll get to it then. We'll get to it.
Yeah.
So we got to more of that, right?
So
and
then so then we go to Cowboy.
Yeah.
By
So there's
Monty Montgomery.
It really?
Yeah.
That was his name. What else has he been in?
He's a country singer.
Oh.
I don't know that he's been in anything else to my knowledge.
Well, he's perfect, I will say.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of that deadpan Lynch.
Yeah, I think this is one of
right?
my favorite scenes in this movie, right? And
Yeah.
and like you said, this feels very Tarantino, right? Like this
Yeah.
is where Tarantino kind of grabs something from him.
Yeah.
It's very clever and very like cut all the emotion away, and we're dealing like on, you know, just a real plane. Like I'm not gonna take any. We're not gonna take any bullshit from this conversation, right? Like
yeah. So
laying it
did
out
you?
for him.
Yeah. Did you pay attention like to anything like that he said? Like what? Like what did he say? If you see me once,
If you do the right thing, you'll see me one more time. If you do the wrong thing, you'll see me two more times. Yeah. But
or no, if you see me a third time, I thought that's what he said.
No, I think it's just writing. If you do good, if you do bad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought there was something about a third there, but that it just comes up later, right? So
yeah,
for me, that's something I saw. So okay, and so after the cowboy scene, let me see what I wrote. The cheese moments are so perfect. I love Coco. That's what I thought.
Coco's character, I mean, towards the end,
yeah, dude, it's like it's weird.
Kind of got a little creepy, but she was.
I think she's
brilliant,
more so matter of fact.
relief.
Yeah,
exactly. You know, she brought a really fun levity to some of the scenes, but I think that's also like masking. You know, something that I don't quite understand.
Yeah, and then what do we get to? Do we go to the audition scene?
Yeah, where they all just like fall all over her performance. That that was another like very creepy.
I put the guy she auditions with is so gross. She's old style Hollywood. That's what I put.
Well, the whole like all of that, you know, because
like the way the guy's like he's all excited. Now here, Betty, you know that guy.
Yes,
the way it's
and
just
so,
weird. Like
so
it's all surrealistic and like I don't know. It's just so messed up.
Yeah.
It's kind of uncomfortable. It's also kind of normal at the same time. It's just weird.
Mm-hmm. But it's the realistic part, I think, comes in to where, and I couldn't quite tell what they were, but you could see that everyone had their own agenda in that scene. You know, it was clear. You know, like the person that she was playing opposite, his thing was he just wanted to get a boner, right? You know, and the agent was there to, you know, everyone had their own like agenda, and they were all like, it seemed like they were all just kind of like playing each other, or they were all doing their best to like take advantage of each other, which again, you know, kind of probably plays back into the whole Hollywood, you know, kind of like, you know, they Hollywood eats itself.
Hogs
right?
in the machine, right?
Yes, yeah. And so that's kind of like one of the things. That's one of the, at least kind of the key themes that I saw in that scene. But it was just, outside of, again, like what you were talking about, like just
it was just gross,
creepy, the creepy cringe of it all was just
Or it was probably David Lynch's like comment on Hollywood, right?
Yeah, like how they treat
the exploitation.
Women.
Yeah.
So because Laura Dern, that's a big one in Inland Empire too, right? So that's a big thing in Inland Empire. But which maybe we should watch next. So after that, I wrote Naomi Watts is so cute in this, and then what happens after this, like that? So that's when I kind of jumped and what kind of got fully into the movie and like was not taking notes.
Well, okay, so I was kind of in a similar-ish situation, and that's also where it takes that kind of that drastic turn that I was talking about.
Do they go to
earlier?
Is this where they go to the nightclub at night?
Silencio.
Oh, so that oh my God! So
and that guy,
the
eyebrows, perfect.
Yeah,
this and that Rebecca Del Rio.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, that was beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Like, but also what I'm glad he didn't do it in English because the lyrics are. It's just that Roy Orbison song.
Crying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because it means so. It kind of the way it is in instead of crying over you, I think in Spanish that translates to crying
my
over
love.
my
Right.
love.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just in a different language, it's different. So like if you did it in English, it would be dumb, it's just weird.
It wouldn't have the same impact.
It doesn't have the same
sure.
impact at all. Like kind of a dumbed down version. Like we're saying, like this is like, to me, like there's not much of a secret, like too much secret to this movie to understand like what he's saying here and what he's saying here at the end, towards the end. So that's where I was like, oh, okay, I understand that, right? But there's like little things in between, right? So I'm guessing like this is just like, I don't know, because is this where we switch and it gets to like,
not quite yet, but yeah, just about. They run home, but
oh yeah.
And
then what happens after that? What's the next scene? Because I want to know, because I wrote my note is when it turns to reality, this is what I said, it gets dark.
Okay.
Darker than it already is.
Yeah.
Right.
And so is that then that is where what that switch is then, right? Is
that's what I believe. This is my
kind of
so
like
are we already here to the theory?
I think this is a perfect time, right? To discuss it, at least open it up.
So this was my. Did you have let's hear Byron's thought on that first. I want to hear that.
Oh no, I mean, I
did you have any, or were you just confused?
Yeah, I don't think I had a fully formed. I mean, I just saw an extreme tonal shift in the film, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when we
and
start
it makes sense.
Introduced.
It might make sense after what I say.
Yeah, well, and that's when we start kind of getting introduced to like the other characters that they're playing, or the other identities, or whatever it is. And now that we've kind of talked about it, that does kind of seem like a really solid description of that, which is like this is the perceived version of what happened, and now we're
kind of
kind of like the reality of things.
It's almost a mirror image, right?
Yeah, almost.
Yes.
And the way I read it is, and if you think about this, so we're gonna remember what we said at the start. The camera goes in on that pillow, and That's and then the is that when the
It happens before that, but
okay. But yeah, right after that. So and then Naomi Watts mentions what happened, what that is,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
At that point. But then we go to the bed.
Yeah.
So this is boom, she's waking up from a dream to me.
At this point in the movie, yeah.
At this point in the movie.
Yeah.
And I was like, I kind of thought about it at first. And I was like, okay, pay attention to the way it's photographed. And if you noticed, a lot of the stuff that is shot before this changes is there's a lot of like soft lighting. And there's a lot of like kind of a little blur on some of the lighting, you know, like you can tell,
especially on Naomi Watts.
Yes.
Like
And-
from the very first time that you see her, she has
Mhm.
such intense lighting. Such
Mhm.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. And this is
Okay.
like that's film nerd shit, I guess, right? But yeah, so this is where she's woke up from the dream, right? So and then is this what does she do next? I forgot. So
Well, even from there, we start
because
I
my
mean, like,
next note is I think it goes like
her
almost towards
her
the end.
makeup is disheveled, and
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Interesting.
got the haircut
Okay.
of the girl in the diner. She has the
Her
name
name
of
is
the girl
Betty.
in the diner.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, and she just she gets up and makes a cup of coffee and
Oh, and then
or-
she sees that guy. That
well, the
goes to
cowboy
to the
cowboy came
garbage.
in too. Remember, he
Yeah.
told her to wake up. So that was
Oh yeah,
we talked
yeah.
about that, right?
So see him a second time, right? Oh,
All right.
see him a second time, and then
Congratulations.
We missed a lot, but
Yes,
we're running. We're gonna run long at this point.
Yeah,
anyways.
but so and then I guess we should go to my next note. But I put because she's jumping back and forth into like she's losing her mind at this point, right? Because she keeps focusing on Laura Harding and like how much this is what you said, how she's obsessed with her and she's in love with her. She keeps visualizing her, and then like when it cuts to her doing naughty things to herself, it's not sexual at all. Like it's just like, man, I felt terrible watching that part.
Who hasn't cried and masturbated?
I guess maybe. Yeah. So toodles. But anyways, like, yeah, my next note was, did I already say the little old people are great? I love them. Coming out of the bag.
I do too, but I don't think I understood it.
Out of the bag that the old
bum
dropped.
Yeah, and then they show up in her apartment, right? So is there anything right before that we need to discuss? Or
man, we missed probably quite a bit.
Yeah, okay, go. Well, say something then. Go.
Oh,
because that's as much notes as I have, because the last one after that I just go downhill and just wrote some stuff. So I put it's a dream. I said essentially this is like his version of oh, it was all a dream, but it's like the very, very fucked up dark underbelly Hollywood version of that, you know. It's like flipping the Hollywood narrative of it was all a dream on its head type thing, you know, a little bit. Like that's what I was thinking about today. It was like it's man, it's so fucked. It's not that fucked up as I remember. Like the fucked up parts kind of make some sense now to me, if you read it that way. You see what I'm saying? Like it was a dream.
Well, yeah,
like what,
I mean, that's what we're talking about when she lays, you know, at the very beginning, her head goes down on the pillow, right?
Yeah.
So this is, I mean, if you look at the sheets and everything, you notice who that is. It's not.
Yeah, it's when they're investigating.
It's
Yeah,
not Betty, but yeah, but it is.
the dead girl, right?
Well,
Diane Selwick.
yeah, Diane
Diane
Selwyn, who
Selwick.
is Naomi Watts in the real world.
Yeah,
Right. So
yeah,
we're talking. This whole thing is Diane Selwick's fantasy.
yeah,
She's just like an innocent new girl who won like a jazz dance contest
yeah,
and comes in, and it's all so cliche and fake because she gets there and the like we've talked about it, the way she talks, the way everybody
Yeah.
around her talks,
yeah,
it's all very 50s black and white movie, right?
yeah, exactly.
That whole thing is just full of cliches, and it's just her dream as
Yeah.
they how she, because she's in love with the dark-haired girl.
Yep.
So
Okay.
and that in itself is a cliche, right? Which
Yep.
is just it's so onion layered. You know what I mean?
Well,
like
yeah,
half
'cause
of
it
his
starts
movie is a
to-
cliche.
and then it starts to mirror itself in the
Packed
in the
with
darker
cliches.
part, right?
Yeah.
yeah, but like, and then Naomi Watts gets the limousine or what, or we establish that there's a relationship even in the real world with these two, right?
With the older
So-
people, yeah. So they're either like the judges at the contest, or they represent her parents or something. But
Yeah.
yeah. But then they're
Or just
present
the
really
concept of family.
predatory is the word that came to mind when I was thinking of them.
Yeah.
Like
More
in
of
the
that,
limo
yeah.
when they're smiling and patting each other. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
especially-
So that's
Yes.
it's
Yeah, 'cause they really
predatory.
are. They're-
like they
they're-
brought her to LA to
Yeah.
feed her to the beast. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't even read that part into it, man.
Yeah, but
That
they are. I
makes it-
mean, like they're. I mean, like they're actively like patting each other, like
because like
congratulating each
Because
other.
we got another one. Yep.
We
Yeah.
got another one. We fed another one into the fire. Holy
Wow.
shit! Yeah.
Yeah, see, that even opens it
Okay.
up more for me. You
So
know,
then-
on the like the film like nerd reading into it, the analysis of it, right? So, but yeah, man, yeah, I didn't even think about that.
So then for you, then like earlier when I kind of introduced the idea of maybe Naomi Watts and Laura Herring potentially being kind of like one and the same, do you think Rita or Camilla, like, is she an individual? Is she a
No,
star?
she's
like,
her
who do you think
interpretation
she
of who
is?
she wants her to be. I mean, and they are
That
the
is-
same. This is why they're like walking right next to each other. So weird, you know what I mean? And her hair, she cuts it and it becomes blonde.
Yeah.
They're the same person at that point.
Okay.
It's her representation of what she wants her to be. She wants her
Yeah.
to be desired, you know?
And we're so obsessed with that idea that we start to just make out with it and
Yeah.
make love to it. And
Yeah. Just masturbation,
its-
right? Like the
grab
masturbation
its-
scene.
yeah, exactly.
It's just in
So
her dream.
that's- Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's oh fuck. Okay.
So
then
wait,
this-
is Laura Harding real? Her character?
Yes, she's a human.
Which
being.
one?
Yeah.
No, the in the real world, or is she still a dreamlike? So they did have a relationship in this too, right?
I mean, they may or they may not. That's like, it doesn't really matter at that point,
Yeah.
right? Whether it's her
yeah.
fantasy about it and she's seeing her, that she doesn't act like there was. She was like, why are you acting weird? So
Yeah.
it may have been total obsession. It may have happened. It doesn't
Yeah.
really
Well,
matter.
yeah, we don't know.
Right?
Okay, yeah. It's just there, right? So, and then that's where we're at the party scene, or are we, or is there more that we need to establish besides that? So, this is where like where you Angelo Badalamenti, you know, and that's where it plays into like how dreamlike that was, because like you remember shit like that in your dreams, like you have these deep in-depth dreams, and then it could be just like some dude you saw at a fucking party, right? because that's all
Or-
that was. He
Or just
was.
random. I mean, there's
Yeah.
a lot of that feeling of just
Yeah.
like blank. It might as well be blank faces walking around.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So, but that's what I connected was like those faces she would see. And then that girl comes up. It's the girl that like, this is the one, right? That's the girl that kisses Camilla, right? So, and then Naomi Watts just fucking loses it at that point. So she wasn't chosen, right? So
yeah,
I didn't. Did you read into that too, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, all that other stuff happened in the dream, right? So she's
Yeah.
aware of who these people are, and she just plugged them in her dreams. I mean,
Yeah,
and then she
exactly.
made the faces, right? She made that new girl into whatever her name was.
Mm-hmm.
But she just all the faces and stuff were mixed up. She even mixed up her own face in the diner, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it goes to show, like, I thought the structure, at least of the first part,
Yeah.
was structured just like a dream, right? So
Yes.
in the very beginning, you have this like weird, like it's very chaotic and random scenes, and then your brain hits a certain state, and you have more of a cohesive dream, and then it all starts to fall apart again, right?
Yeah.
So that's how that
Mhm.
whole first part is structured.
Yeah.
You have all this crazy stuff in the beginning that makes sense and ties in, but it's still all crazy and jumbled. And then
Yeah.
you have like a regular story, and then at some point it starts to degrade, and it just it turns into she's waking up. It turns into reality, right?
Yeah. Yep. And then the reality, what does she? And then she sees the guy who was the guy that fucked up the.
Yeah, well, he's like the hitman she
the
hired
hitman she
to kill.
hires, right?
That's why
And then-
she's being attacked in her dream, right?
Yeah, and then the way I read that, right, was he says, "You'll know when the job is done when I leave the blue key," right?
Mhm.
So the thing I saw in the video was that's her interpretation of in her dream, that guy like fucking all that shit up is her hoping that he botches the job.
Sure.
That's the way and I didn't even think about it that way. Like I never thought, and I saw that on some video, so it was pretty crazy.
That's interesting.
But yeah, but so
well, who's Big Ed then? Did you think about, like, that's the black book, right? Big Ed's black book. It's got numbers in it.
Big Ed's black book. That guy just said it.
Oh man, kind of.
It really, that scene just came
glad
off to
that
me
guy
as kind of, I don't know, another kind of angels versus demons cliche, right? That's what it felt like to me.
Yeah. I mean, it's all. I mean, I don't know. It's all together, tied together. I don't know, somehow, right? And then so after that, she sees the key, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that when the old people start climbing from under the door?
Let's see. I mean, that happens.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember because
I feel like there was something else.
Them coming after her is like, I was like, wait a minute, what's going on? And then I understood it, like once the smoke went up and like that stuff. I don't.
What do you think it was?
That's her killing herself.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't. I just don't remember what happens in between then.
Between which?
When she sees the key, and does she see the little old people? Is that the point when they're come crawling out from under the door and start haunting her, or does she see the key and then do we see another scene after that?
Oh,
after she sees the blue key sitting there, and she realizes what she's done.
I don't.
You don't remember that? Because he
Remember.
said, you'll know it's done. Like, right. You'll know
Right.
I killed her when you'll see the blue key.
This key.
Right. And then so she sees the blue key, and then what happens next? Do we know? Do we remember?
It's such a jumble, you know?
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
where
I
I'm
don't
starting to
remember if it
think
was
where the old people
or if it was the I don't remember.
Let me see. I'm checking. After Betty Diane sees the blue key, she experiences a series of events that lead to climax of the film. So yeah, including a car crash, a visit to a diner, and ultimately a devastating realization about her life and relationships. So yeah, that's where she's starting to like realize everything, right? And then the old people start, and that's that all of her demons coming back to haunt her. And that's like you said, that's them eating her up. That's Hollywood eating her up and feeding them to the, and then she just boom goes.
Yeah,
and that smoke.
Yeah,
and
I mean, or if they're supposed to represent, the family side of things, it's the family exploiting any level of success that that you're having as an actress, right? Yeah, regardless, it's they're exploiting they're exploitative characters regardless. Yeah.
Yep. God. So what did you think in the end? Does that explain enough for you? Or Chris, do you have more like to say upon that? Like upon the suicide thing? Or
no, I mean that's basically it. There's a lot of little nitpicky stuff, but there's no need to get into that. We've totally got the gist of it.
What was the blue box?
I think that was kind of
Was that like a?
I would say I mean, that's what woke her up, right?
Yeah,
it was the way out of the dream. When she was ready to leave the dream, he would open it, and she wasn't even present when it happened, right? She was slowly making her transition into the other girl, and the other girl's the one who opened it.
Yeah. Okay. So then I guess my last question after all of this is, why was this then famously a movie that David Lynch refused to explain? Like so many people, this was like famously the movie that everyone was like, what is this?
I don't know. I mean, what did you get from it? Did you understand it? Did you get that much out of it?
Yeah,
like
for
what
the
we
most
said.
part. Yeah, I mean, there were a handful of things that help. Some. Oh, okay, so that makes sense for this, and that makes sense for this, right? But for the most part, yeah. I mean, I think outside of the the distinction of are they the same person, or is this just maybe somebody that she idolized? That type of thing, I think is maybe a little bit still up for interpretation. But, I think for the most part, that's what I got out of it.
Yeah. I think
but that was also, I mean, like, this was famously that I recall
for you?
a bunch of different interviews where you're like, so explain this.
Oh, he won't explain it.
No.
I think it's because it's pretty self-explanatory because we kind of got it.
He gets like that. He's kind of like, if you pay attention, you'll be able to understand.
Yeah, he's not.
He's like, I've told you that with everything you need to know.
I tell you everything you need to know. And even like Twin Peaks is like that too. So it's like, and he's doing that with another guy. There's another person involved on that. So, but it's, I don't know. That's just him. He's not going to explain anything. Why does he need to explain it? It's there. You figure it out, motherfucker.
Also, he wants it to be
it's
a part
art,
of you.
right?
He doesn't want it to be a certain thing.
He
wants
doesn't
it
want
to
you
be
to.
yours.
He wants it to
yeah.
be
your
open to
experience.
interpretation,
Like
right?
we're talking about experience again. Yeah, we're gonna
Like
start
Starship
getting
Troopers,
a lot.
right? How long has
I
it
don't
been
know.
since you've seen that, Byron? Because if you watch that now, man,
Look, the
you will
only
not believe
time
it, dude. It's good. That's a
the only time I ever
Yep.
watched Starship Troopers was when we were looking to rent Rosemary's Baby, and the guy at Blockbuster goes, "This is basically the same thing."
Like, hey kid, hey kid,
hey
And
kid,
so
you want to Starship
watch
Troopers?
a movie?
yeah, and so I watched it. I was like, "There's no way this is like Rosemary's Baby."
So
And it
you were just
wasn't.
mad the whole time.
Yeah, so I think I
Yeah.
was just
So
mad at that guy.
yeah, so it's by it's who it's
So
by, right? Have you seen RoboCop?
The power that we held at our respective, Suncoast or Video Library, Virgin Megastore, whatever it was, like the things that we probably like passed off to other people as like fact.
Dude, yeah, I don't know
that
how
they
it was
went and either
read.
listened to
I know
or
Jeff would have a
watched
story
or
about that.
read, and are like, these motherfuckers are full of shit. Anyway,
Jeff has a good story about that. Maybe we should get that on the next week's episode of
I think that
Tales
would
of
be
Video
fun.
Library Art. By the way, what are we doing next week?
I don't know. What are you doing?
Nothing. I mean, I'm open. Chris,
Oh,
are
you
you
know what?
open next Saturday, or do you have something, Byron?
Yeah, I mean, I thought are you guys doing music or are you doing movie?
Well, so last week I do remember now that we talked about bringing 3 albums that we may want to do, but I didn't do that.
Neither did I.
So in lieu of that, do we want to just continue
Lynch? Do you want to do another Lynch,
some
Chris?
Lynch?
Yeah, of course.
Which you want to
So
do,
did
Inland
I-
Empire or Lost Highway?
I would.
So was Inland was your favorite, right?
Yeah,
Or
that's
was-
my favorite.
Okay. So I would be interested.
Oh, man.
in
Going to the deep end.
Watching, yeah.
I've seen this once.
Like, this is
once.
this is
Chris.
Yeah. I can't wait to hear what you guys think about it. Like,
Okay.
honestly,
No, I had a hard time the first time, like trying to figure out what it was all saying. Maybe this time with given time, it would be
do it.
really good. Yeah. So
yeah. I think a lot of time, or at least what I'm kind of noticing is it's the patience that you kind of go into watching some of these things, right? And I think that's where my black hole popped up in movies. Is I think I just lost my patience to understand it on like any level beyond surface, right? And I was just like, I'm done with that, and I'm now like I'm enjoying it again. So that's
this 3-hour
fun.
movie.
Yeah,
Chris.
Uh-oh.
Right?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. This is the longest, right?
I mean,
aside from it being like our doing a series, right? So
yeah, just turn out the lights and buckle up.
yeah, it's I remember seeing this, and actually, this might be a good time to revisit with my wife, because this is the first time I watched it was with her. So, and we saw it at Alamo Drafthouse. So yeah, when Alamo Drafthouse was cool and it wasn't corporate.
Crazy.
So
yeah.
Did you get some nachos?
I think I got the Royale with cheese.
Ooh.
So, but yeah, so to bring it back to QT.
To bring it back to QT.
And he might make an appearance in the High Thoughts next week. So
oh yeah, because
I had one tonight, Chris. I had one tonight at break when I was getting water. I had a High Thought at break. So, and it's a funny one too.
All right, hang on to that, baby.
Yeah, we'll do it next week with Chris present again. I like having Chris back on board, and we'll have some more video library stories. Maybe.
Oh yeah.
I will start a chat tomorrow with Jeff, and let's get him involved. Let's try and do the
we'll
AI
start
thing.
documenting them. Yeah.
Yeah,
Make it
because we need to
book
do more
full of
AI
them.
talk, because we need to remind Chris of
What was he fighting?
Max's story of Winnie the Pooh.
Oh yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
But
we need
what?
to
So
revisit that.
let's
What
not
was he
come up with
fighting?
a what
What did we say that Jeff was gonna be fighting?
fight. Oh,
in the
Costco
ad?
guys.
The Costco guys. That's right. Don't forget the Rizzler when you're doing that.
Yeah.
Jeff, because he's not like
final
an
boss.
original. Yeah. Yes, and that's what everybody says, right? So
Yeah.
it's like he's
The final boss.
he's like the puppet master. He's the one that's like really pulling the strings
Behind the
that tiny,
scenes.
That tiny little kid that just does the whatever this is. Right?
He's telekinetic.
Yeah,
Controlling them with his mind.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, I'm glad we're taking this journey of David Lynch, man. This is cool. It's reminding me, like,
Man,
one other note on this I want to say. Man, that movie I remember it being slow when I saw it the last time, but man, this time it went by quick. Like, I was like, man, this is moving at a faster pace than I really remember. So, yeah.
It seems like that.
So maybe
was,
Inland will be
cut
like that
down
for me too.
massively.
That's what I'm hoping.
Can't wait
That
to hear
Inland
it.
will, yeah. So,
Will-
all right.
Will we enjoy it? I guess we'll
Yeah.
find out next week.
Maybe we should. Maybe we should cut some of the first part of the show down next week since it's a 3-hour movie. And we went over 3 hours on this show. Yay!
Yeah.
So
yeah, we'll have a slightly truncated first segment next week, so we can focus a little bit more on the overall. Because we did to Chris's point earlier, we skipped over quite a bit, but it was good chat. I loved it.
Yeah,
Loved
I
it.
love it. Well, I'm glad you're
right.
liking it too, and you're seeing
and that's
the
that's
reason
other
why.
thing. This is it's a beautiful thing to like come back to something that you had just kind of written off,
Right.
earlier on in your life, and just going.
I've done that a lot with music, man.
Yeah, I would like to re-examine exactly why maybe I did, and then hopefully I'm wrong.
Because you were a dumb kid. That's the only thing that I can think.
And then
That's
it
all I
usually comes
ever
back
think.
to I was just being a dumb piece of shit. I was being a stubborn piece of shit. And so it's a like from like a therapeutical mindset, right?
Yeah.
It's like a really
Everybody
fantastic
does
way
this,
to
man.
remind yourself, like, dude, you don't know anything. Just keep an open mind. Keep
on
reevaluating.
trucking. Yeah.
Keep
This-
reevaluating things. All
Well,
this
I'm
shit's
glad
out there
that we're
for-
doing this
yeah.
this for each other. So,
And I know
And
that sounds silly in context of just a film, but it's a
it's
thing.
cool, man. It's cool
Yeah.
that we're opening up to each other. So
Love
cool,
it.
Chris. We'll see you next week, right? And then
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah,
want to end
let's
the
do it.
show.
Let's do it.
All right.
We'll see you all
cool.
next week.
Yeah, see you on the flip side.
Go away, please.
Flat. Breathe in fast and deep through the mouthpiece. Hold it like a hamburger, suck like a milkshake.
Now, mama, that's all I'm gonna be saying now. Hold it like a hamburger, suck it like a milkshake. I know that.
That guy's jamming on the guitar.
Goddamn right he is.
I don't remember the song.
I live my life for you. And it just gets worse. So.
I dedicate my life to you, Jesus Christ.